biggest misinterpretation would be that as soon as I assign you a new address to a structure that you're getting ready to build, you cannot automatically go onto Google and find that address 10 minutes later. It's not going to populate. I get that very often. Unfortunately, I do not work for Google or Apple Maps, but it is automatically live on our site, so first responders are able to pick that up. Google will not pick it up, and most likely until you start receiving mail.
Our beef is exclusively available at the Monk's Marketplace. Taste the difference that care and quality make, and visit our serene landscape to pick up your perfect cut.
On Benedict Street, Hardesty's Market and Deli is your go-to for all your local meat needs. It's also the perfect spot for lunch, offering your favorite local sandwiches, dips, sweets, and more. Support local, stop by Hardesty's Market and Deli today.
For 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students, they are for all ages, and you have the opportunity to get further educated within our community and pick up a trade skill today at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
Castor Key Auto Mart, online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with.
Thank you, Select Janitor Supply, for helping keep our kids safe. Continue watching ShawneeCTV for tips on child safety.
Thank you, Kelly and Karen Cook, in your support of all Shawnee athletic programs. ShawneeCTV appreciates your support in helping us do what we do.
Well, we called Dreammaker, and Steve came out, visited with us, and asked us what it is that we were wanting to accomplish. And so we sat down and visited with him about what we needed to do. We were going to take out some walls and move some walls and open this thing up a little bit. And so he kind of jotted down some things, and he said, I'll be back in touch. A couple of days later, he called back, and he said, here's what I think we can do. And so they came out, took dimensions, came back with drawings, which were amazing. We had a home here that we couldn't even fit a dozen people in comfortably. And on New Year's Day, we had over 40 people in here for dinner and everything. And so it just turned out fantastic, and it turned out just like we wanted it to. So we couldn't be happier. We needed more space for our family, and Dreammaker made that happen. And it's perfect.
How about Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Memorial Park, Ed Skelton Field, home of the Shawnee Wolves, where today the Shawnee Wolves will host conference rival, the Chickasha Fighting Chicks. I'm Tony Booty Wilson, joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Steve Fluke. Steve, good afternoon, sir.
Hey, Tony, how are you today?
I'm doing quite well, thank you. And, Coach, today's the day you want if you're a baseball player, right?
Well, I tell you, great weather, and we got quite a matchup, Suburban Conference matchup, but also number 1 and number 2 in the state.
Oh, you told me that today in a text message, and I got goosebumps, and I just got them again. I mean, what more can you want? Beautiful day at the ballpark. Wolves are in town, and yesterday had a hard-fought 5-2 loss at Chickasha, looking to tone that today with Derek Allen on the mound.
Yeah, it's should be a great matchup here. Like I said, we've got a beautiful day, you know, top 2 teams in the state. And this is what you play for right here. You want to play the best, and, you know, that gets you ready come regional time. And we're not far off. We're about 1 month away, and this is a good test for the Wolves today.
Well, it is, and we'll be back with the opening pitch right after this. You're watching Shawnee Wolves Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
State Representative Danny Morgan says thank you for the confidence you have put in him to be your state representative. Danny's looking forward to working with you and for you at the state capitol. Tower Loans, where you can get loans up to $750 with 8 months to pay it back. Tower Loans, conveniently located at 21 West Main, downtown. Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. How about Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison. Fred Gauker at Richard's Drug in downtown Shawnee welcomes everyone into his door for their pharmaceutical needs. Fred offers a full line of vitamins and nutritional products. That's Fred Gauker, Richard's Drug, downtown Shawnee.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're ready for the opening pitch, and leading off for the Chicks is going to be center fielder number 6, Chance Thomas. Steve, today is going to be imperative for pitchers to hit spots with a wind out of the west at about 15 miles an hour. His first pitch is in there for a strike.
Yeah, wind definitely going to be a factor today. We've got a left to right wind. It's coming sort of out of the northwest, so it's blowing out to right field. So left-handers definitely have an advantage today if they can get one up in the air with the short porch at 310 down the right field line. So imperative that pitchers stay ahead in the count and keep the ball down.
Well, there's going to be a hit by pitch for the second offering, and not a very good start here to start, but the 2-ball is looming.
Well, you know, Derek coming in at 3-0 this year has really had a pretty decent strikeout to walk ratio. Not great, but pretty good. 17 strikeouts to 12 walks. You know, you're always looking at that 2-to-1, so he's not quite to the 2-to-1 ratio. But you know, any time in the first inning against this type of team, You just hate to give away free bases like that.
Well, there's nothing that coaches hate more than walks, hit by pitch, and errors. No way to defense those. So right now we'll just have to see what the Wolves can do as the first pitch misses for a ball. Runner at first, leadoff, squaring around the bunt. It's going to be Tyler Lee, the second baseman. Takes a pitch inside for ball 2, quickly 2-0. Well, you know, teams like this, they're going to try to manufacture runs, Coach, and then Coach Brad Gore, Chickasha, showing that right out the gate.
Well, I think you know, whether he was doing that for show or he was actually going to bunt around, he just wants to make the defense think, get them moving. You get the defense moving, then all of a sudden there's some holes that open up in that infield.
Well, we fall behind here 3-0, and not what we're looking for out of probably the ace of the staff.
Well, like I said, he's coming in 3-0 and just hadn't come out sharp here in the top of the first by hitting the first two hitters. Well,
that's uncharacteristic, as you have the pitching sheet in there, but I think that's the first 2 hits batsman of the year after I saw it correctly.
Yeah, you are correct. Like I said, had 12 walks, but those are the first 2 hit batters that he's given up all year.
Well, now with runners at first and second, nobody out, that's going to bring up shortstop number 9, Heath Wilde, a dangerous man at the plate for the Wolves here. As we just started the ball game, and the first 2 pitchers, out of 5 pitches, 2 of them have found the back of the Chickasha jerseys. First pitch on the way to Wilde is going to be called high, a ball, 1-0. Looks like the zone might be a little bit tight today. Looks like anything belt high may be a ball.
Well, that's not good when you have a tight strike zone like that. You know, the one thing that we always talk about is being consistent. As long as they're consistent, but usually when you have that tighter strike zone, it makes for a lot longer ball games.
Well, there's a pitch in there for a strike to even the count at 1-1. Chicks at first and second, nobody down. Just started the ball game here. Beautiful day at the ballpark here at Memorial Park, Skelton Field. Wolves in double play depth up the middle, playing in front of the runner at first. Looking to try to knock something down and get it out somewhere, somehow. That'd be a big confidence booster to get it out of the 3-hole here. Breaking ball, that's going to hit him, and so the first 3 batters have been hit, and that one looked like he kind of leaned into it a little bit out over the plate. I might be asking a little bit about that one there. Wilde takes that one off the elbow. Maybe we can take another look at that pitch.
Yeah, it didn't really look like he made an attempt to get out of the way right there.
I thought more than anything he leaned into it. Well, subsequently, it's going to load the bases of 3 hits batsman, and Braden Cook, the pitcher, number 2 now at the plate. Cook looking to help his own cause here. There you see it, and absolutely no movement whatsoever from Wilde on that pitch. Good job on the replay there. Swing and a miss, strike 1 from Cook, and kind of surprising there that give him the green light after the struggles that we've been having on the bump.
Well, you know, when you do that, that means you've got a lot of confidence in your hitter at the plate, and being the 4-hole hitter in today's starting pitch for Chickasha, he obviously has confidence in him.
There's another fastball right down Broadway. Swinging and missing again was Cook. He's quickly in an 0-2 hole here to start the ball game.
Well, and hopefully this sort of get a wake-up call to Derek right here. You know, he's really dug himself a hole, and it looks like he's really battled back here at 0-2, and a big pitch right here, 0-2.
Allen's 0-2 delivery, curveball stays up high, makes the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Not necessarily a bad pitch there. Hopefully get a little bit closer to the zone, but just got to try to see if Cook will fish for something there.
Well, Derek's best pitch all year has been his changeup, and I think 1-2 you're probably going to probably see a changeup right here.
Here is the 1-2 pitch. Fastball's going to be fouled away, and the count will remain at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Let's go ahead and set the defense while we've got an opportunity right now, Tony. At third is going to be senior Mitch Kulo. At shortstop, sophomore Dylan Johnson. Second base, senior Drew Davis. And at first base, senior Kel Young. Behind the plate is junior Cassidy Cook today.
There's a pitch going to be hit out towards Sawyer Saxon. Saxon on his horse, not going to catch it. Going to be over his head. 1 hop the wall. 1 run is going to score. 2 runs being waved in. Here's a throw to the cutoff, and it's going to be ran in. That'll be a 2 RBI double for Heath Wilde. Well, Coach got a ball he could handle and hammered it to dead center, and even against the wind or whatever else may transpire, that ball was smoked.
Well, you know, the count 1-2 right there, that's still a pitcher's count right there, and I'm sure that's not the location that Coach Roulette was looking for, and not a location that Derek wanted to put it, because that definitely got too much of the plate as Cook really got a good piece of it and drove it to deep center to the base of the wall.
Drake Morris will be the courtesy runner, number 7 at second base out there. Runners at second, third, still nobody out. Wolves quickly in a 2-0 hole. 2-0 hole, It's Colin Hightower, the third baseman, number 15, now at the plate. Hightower takes a pitch on the inner smither of the corner for a called strike. We'll take any and all of those we can get.
Infield still playing back, third baseman even with the bag. Mitch Kulo over there, so still exchanging a run for an out as we get a foul ball back behind the press box. Let's go ahead and set our outfield while we have the opportunity. Left field's going to be senior Michael Coronado in center. Running down that double by Cook was junior Sawyer Saxon, and in right field senior Tyler Wilbur.
Well, another 0-2 count here. Here's the pitch. Just missed inside, maybe a little low, 1-2, and that's a little bit better 1-2 spot there, Coach.
Yeah, much better. Again, 0-2, you want to have a purpose pitch. You want to just throw up there and throw a ball, but it needs to be a purpose, maybe setting up what you're going to throw, maybe 1-2.
Well, here is that 1-2 offering on its way. Change up. Going to miss high and away, so it evens the count at 2-2. Derek Allen hits the first 3 batters that he faces with about 7 pitches, then gives up a ringing double to center. The Wolves are in a 2-0 hole here in the top half of the first inning. Nobody out. Runners at second, third, 2-2 pitch on the way. Whoa. That looked mighty good from our vantage point, high above here at Memorial Park, Ed Skelton Field. An umpire thought differently, so the count runs to full at 3-2.
Yeah, close pitch right there. I thought that looked like a pretty good spot right there.
Need that. We need that.
But early in the ball game, you're still trying to figure out what the zone's going to be for the umpire.
3-2 pitch on the way. Ball 4, high and inside. So that'll load the bases back up. 3 hits batsman, a double, and now a walk. And that's going to get a visit from Coach David Rowlett. And we'll take a break. You're watching Wolves Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together we're building community one season at a time.
Moms, Eric's Pharmacy on Kickapoo, always convenient with their drive-by window. It's that time of year again. Stop by and get your and your kids' flu shots today. Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. When you're in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center, you get early notice of all the special arrivals. That's in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center. How about Harvey's, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey's, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison. Tower Loans, where you can get loans up to $750 with 8 months to pay it back. Tower Loans, conveniently located at 21 West Main, downtown.
Life's greatest challenges often catch us by surprise. Whether you're injured at home, at work, or at play, Valor Physical Therapy is here to help. With your choice of 12 outpatient physical therapy clinics across the state, the professional treatment and care you need. Valor Physical Therapy.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
State Representative Danny Morgan says thank you for the confidence you have put in him to be your state representative. Danny's looking forward to working with you and for you at the state capitol.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. After Coach Rowlett visits the mound, the Wolves find themselves with the bases loaded, nobody down. At the plate, left fielder number 14, Corey Keefe. And Steve, it looks like we're still trying to get the out at the corners and double play up the middle.
Yeah, anything on the corners looks like they're going to go home in first. Anything up the middle, they're going to go to the traditional 4-3 on the double play.
Well, first pitch strike, and Derek, his last 3 batters led off with a strike and got to 0-2 on the last 2. We'll see if that trend holds and see if we can get it out somewhere. Derek comes set, kicks, fires. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. So we're in the same spot that we were to the 2 previous batters.
Yeah, and hadn't had much success on the previous 2, so hopefully we'll do something a little bit different right here. Derek really needs to bear down focus and really needs to strike out here. You know, if they get out of this situation with only giving 2 runs up, that's pretty good start.
Well, there's a strikeout, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered, is an out somewhere somehow. So Keefe goes down, will be the strikeout victim. I believe that's the 18th strikeout on the year for Derek.
I believe you are correct.
So with 1 out, coming to the plate is catcher number 20, Devin Shepard.
Well, right here, like we talked about, getting out of this situation with only 2 runs would really salvage the inning a little bit. Derek really needs to bear down and keep the ball down. Need a ground ball right here. Can't have anything up high where he can get a hold of and drive a gap and give up a couple more runs.
There's a strike down the middle. Coach, does it seem to you that Derek may be falling off a little bit more today than normal?
Yeah, a lot of times you just never know. You know, all the conditions are always different. You know, you have some days that wind's out of the north, some's out of the south, this one's out of the northwest. Some days you don't have any wind. But, you know, as a pitcher, you've got to be able to adjust. And, you know, that's why you do all your work in the pen before the game, sort of get it adjusted to the climate. You know, work on mechanics, make sure you have everything ready to go and you're focused on first pitch.
2 balls and a strike, 1 out, bases full of chicks. Top half of the first, there's a pitch inside, going to run the count to 3 balls and a strike. Well, the teacup continues, it appears, because that pitch looked like some of the others that have been indicated with the right arm call for a strike. And even as a coach, if you even think that it's close to a strike, there's no need to politic, as you've hit 3 batters and walked 2, and you trail 3-0. Well, the carousel continues as Allen walks a run in to make it 3-0. Base is still full of chicks and only 1 out. Now at the plate, right fielder number 10, Dylan Shepard. Courtesy running Christian Fincher for the catcher. No defense, Coach. Absolutely no defense.
Well, and that's what's so frustrating when you're a coach over there, is that, you know, you can't get out there and throw it for him, and your teammates can't help you behind him when you don't throw strikes, and it becomes really frustrating. That's why, you know, we talked about Derek really has to focus down, and, you know, you see Kel coming over and walking and saying some words of encouragement right there that, you know, his body language right now tells me that that he's defeated out there.
Yep.
And that's not a good sign, especially in the first inning.
No, because there's still a lot of baseball left. 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball up in the zone. Swung on and missed to even the count at 1-1. Well, Coach, we know that the Wolves have been, as we saw the last broadcast, I believe, was with the El Reno Indians. Or, excuse me, Piedmont was the last broadcast we did. And Shawnee gave up a 7 spot in the first and come back and won 16-7. There's a ball popped out of play straight back. Right on top of us probably. Yep, it did. And so not a task you can't overcome, but you don't like to get that far behind to try to have to figure it out.
Well, and Piedmont wasn't the #1 team in the state either.
No.
Which has a lot to do with it. But at the same time, this team has really done a good job of battling back, and almost every game they've had a deficit, and you know, they don't panic. You know, they stay calm and know what they have to do, and they go out and do it. So hopefully we'll see that same trend continue today here against Chickasha.
Fastball high in the zone on the 1-2 count. Evens the count at 2s. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Looking for that magical 2 ball that everybody seems to need at time to time, and this is no different for Shawnee. There's kind of a little short hopper, one hop. There's a 6-4-3. There it is, 6-4-3 double play to get out of the inning. So Derek Allen gets exactly what he needs, and that's a tailor-made double play ball. 6-4-3. Wolves turn it beautifully for Chickasha in the top half of the first inning. 3 runs on only 1 hit, no errors, and 3 men left. I guess there'll only be 1 left, wouldn't there, since we got out of the inning. 1 left. So after half inning, Chicks lead 3-0. You're watching Shawnee Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
When you're in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center, you get early notice of all the special arrivals. That's In the Loop at Wall's Bargain Center.
Teamwork and communication are 2 key components to a successful Little League team. Or your favorite pharmacy, the Clinic Pharmacy, working hard to improve your quality of life.
Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Memorial Park, Ed Skelton Field, with the Wolves in the bottom half of the first inning find themselves trailing Chickasha 3-0. Leading off for the Wolves is going to be center fielder Sawyer Saxon. And Steve, we've talked about it before with the 7-run deficit. You don't need them all at one time.
No, you don't panic at this point, and you don't do anything out of the ordinary. You try to get base runners and take it one at bat at a time.
Well, on the mound today for the Chicks is going to be Braden Cook. 2-0 is Cook's record on the season as that pitch finds a portion of the plate to even the count at 1-1. Sawyer, good leadoff hitter, 455 average on the season for the Wolves, 5 batted in. Strike 2 there on the center fielder. Sawyer, 22 at-bats on the year, 5 base on balls, 13 runs scored, 10 hits. 9 singles, a double. We need to hit one. There's a slow ground ball towards short. Shortstop comes up with it, fires in time to get the out. Sawyer didn't think he was out. Now is pretty close there, Steve.
Ooh, that was bang bang. I'd like to see a replay on that one because I thought he was safe, but I may be a little biased. Take a look at it here. Yeah, bang
hard
bang.
To tell.
Yeah, hard to tell from that angle. It was definitely bang bang.
Well, anyway, 1 out now. Michael Coronado now coming to the plate for the Wolves. Michael on the season batting .308, 13 at-bats, 2 base on balls, 2 runs, 4 hits, 4 singles. There's a ball fouled away. Wind might carry that into automobile land today. Wind is definitely going to play havoc as I was in the Chickasha dugout visiting with head man Brad Gore there as they went to take their infield, and they hit a ball to center field that just went whoosh. And he said, Booty, it's going to be an interesting day. And I said, that it is, Brad, that it is. One of the good guys in the business is Brad Gore of Chickasha, one of my favorites. There's a ball in the dirt. Going to be 2 balls and a strike to senior Michael Coronado. Brad was a pretty good pitcher back in the day at the other university in Oklahoma, huh?
He had quite a bit of success.
He's not too bad for an Aggie, I don't guess. Head man Todd Boyer down there got his hands in his pockets. It looks like a little cold down there. There's a pitch. Wow. Good golly. We'll take it, though. That's going to be called ball 4. So the Wolves get a 1-out base on balls to Michael Coronado. So I just, where do you say the zone is today? Where do you try to find it at? That's the question. That is the absolute question.
Well, I think that's probably what both coaches and the hitters that have been up there are asking too.
Who we got, Cale?
I got Cale Young.
Cale Young at the plate for the Wolves. Cale comes into the day, 370 batting average, 11 RBIs. 27 at-bats, 3 base on balls, 12 runs, 10 hits, 7 singles, 2 doubles, and 1 round tripper.
And you're just the stat man today.
Absolutely. It's pretty easy when you got all this stuff in front of you that you, I can get into stuff that I don't even know what in the world it is. I mean, I can even get into take average if you want me to. I mean, you know, it gets to that technical. I'm really not that smart, folks. I'm truly not. Give me about a day and a half, and I'll have them all learned, though. So I'll get you fielding numbers here next half inning. Big breaking ball going to be called for a strike to Kale. Makes the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Base on balls to Michael Coronado is the Wolves' first base runner of the game. He's over at first base with 1 out. Wolves looking to scratch back from a 3-0 deficit here in the bottom half of the first. There's another breaking ball fought off, and good job by Kale there just to get a piece of it, Coach.
Yeah, he did. A good 2-strike approach right there. And again, if it's not a pitch you can drive, try to foul it off and live to fight another pitch.
Well, that's part of the process that you got to try to do, and we'll see if it holds true. Is 1-2 count. Kale, there's going to be a pickoff attempt over to first. I can hear it through my headset. My buddy George going down the list of the rankings there that you've been provided here. OK rankings.
OK rankings, new rankings came out this morning, matter of fact.
Well, and of that, let's see. Chickasha, yep, play them. Shawnee, yep. Deer Creek, Kelly, Carl Albert, yep. Conference foe, Carl Albert, Coweta, Claremore, Collinsville, Bixby, Duncan, Ardmore, Pryor, MacArthur, Durant, Ada, Noble, Guthrie, Skytook, El Reno, and McAllister. Kind of strange to see a McAllister baseball team at 3-10, isn't it?
They've had their struggles this year. They're not.
There's a ball lined to left field. Going to be a solid single for Cale Young. And the Wolves have got a little bingo going here of their own in the bottom half of the first with runners at first and second and only 1 out.
Well, there's nothing that pleases the coach more than to see a 2-strike base hit right there. You know, he was down the count 1-2 and fought off a couple pitches and then got a pitch he can drive, and that really excites a coach when he sees that from one of his players.
Well, now at the plate for the Wolves is going to be Mitch Kulo. Mitch coming in with a .421 batting average, 19 at-bats, 6 base on balls, 12 runs, 8 hits, 5 singles, a double, and 2 round trippers with 11 RBIs. So looking to add to what is a lead for the team lead in RBIs at 11, tied with Cale Young. Looking to take the lead today. First pitch swinging, misses for a strike. Boy, I'm just a plethora of knowledge, aren't I?
As always.
Thanks, Todd, making me look smarter than I am, or Roger, or whoever gives it to me.
Stats were courtesy of Coach Mize today.
Attaboy, Raj. My man. Raj got the get-back duty over there at first base. He's on patrol over there. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball, outer third is going to be swung on a miss. So quickly, in an 0-2 hole is Mitch Kulo.
You know, you look where center field shaded. It's shaded.
Surprising.
To pull, you know, with the way the wind's blowing, you'd think they'd shade a little bit to right center, but see if Mitch can maybe take advantage of this and take a pitch on the outer half and drive it to right center.
Well, I thought the Wolves alignment was a little bit same way a while ago, but just, I don't know. Just to me, it looks like the right fielder's in too close for Chickasha now. I mean, it looks like any fly ball, routine fly ball day is going to be an adventure to right field, in my opinion. But as the wind, if we'll get a picture of the flag here in a minute, maybe give the fans at home some kind of indication of what we're looking at. There's going to be a pick attempt towards second. Surprised he threw that ball. Second baseman was cutting in. Could have very easily gotten away. There's a good look at Old Glory flying proudly out in center field. Good shot of the scoreboard there. Wolves Shawnee Baseball. So that can give you some kind of indication at home. There's a curveball hit exactly where it was pitched to right field. And we're going to send the runner to home. Here comes the throw. Going to be cut off by the first baseman. Not in time. RBI single for Mitch Kulo. Makes it a 3-1 ball game.
Well, Mitch did a good job right there, and that's the key. He hit it where it was pitched. He didn't try to do anything fancy with it, didn't try to pull that outside pitch. Went ahead and hit it where it was pitched and drove it to right center like we were just talked about, and got the Wolves' first run and another RBI for Mitch Kulo.
Well, now that's going to bring to the plate the team leader in average with Tyler Wilburn. Tyler batting .476 with 21 plate appearances, 6 base on balls, 9 runs scored, 10 hits for his average, 9 singles, a triple, and 6 batted in. So the Wolves are clawing back, Coach. And that's what we talked about. That's what you want. It's one here, one there if you can't get them all at once. But Tyler Wilburn's got enough power, one swing of the bat to give the Wolves a 4-3 lead here. But that's really not probably what we're looking for. But we'll take it. It'll be an added bonus.
Yeah, it's like we talked about. You know, you're down 3-0, but you're not going to change anything. You're still gonna take what the pitcher gives you, and you're going to chip away. And when you start trying to score, you know, a bunch of runs in one inning, that's when things fall apart. When you have your big innings, when you do things right, you do the little things, you move runners over, get guys in scoring position, and take advantage of when runners are in scoring position. That's when you end up with your big innings.
Curveball in there, going to be called for a strike to make the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Wolves looking to try to pick up another run to cut into this deficit even more.
We still look at the outfield alignment. Really no adjustment right there. Chickasha center fielder shading to the left side of center field.
Well, you'd think that as you get further down the lineup that it would shift even more. I mean, you'd think that, and this is not a knock on any one of the Wolves players, that, you know, you just don't have as good as hitters at the bottom as what you do at the top or middle of the lineup. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to make that sound bad.
Yeah.
I mean, but you just, as you see the center fielder there out in your shot, I mean, he's a good probably 10, 12 feet left of second base as you're looking from home to center.
Yeah. And you know, a lot of times you may see that if you know you're going to pitch a particular hitter inside, but, you know, at this level, pitchers usually don't have that much control. As the ball gets away and runners are going to advance, give Tyler Wilburn a 2 RBI opportunity here.
We'll take it.
But, yeah, you know, with the wind the way it's blowing and you know, you've got Chickasha playing on a Monday, Tuesday conference game, one of your best 2 pitchers on there, usually going to, you know, have some pretty good stuff and going to be harder to turn on the ball.
Absolutely. Well, the Wolves get a break. We'll see if we can capitalize on it as the wild pitch gets away and moves the runners up 90 feet, 1-2 count. Curveball is going to be high to even the count at 2-2. A lot of times, Coach, too, I mean, your middle infielders will do a good job of trying to tip off your center fielder what kind of pitch is coming. And, you know, I don't see that they're doing that. We talked about that in the last broadcast, and knowing what kind of pitch was coming. And Cale Young moved with the pitch, and the ball was hit right to him. Here's the curveball. Is going to be swung on a miss for the second out. But they don't even seem to be worried about that. So, well, strikeout victim is going to be Tyler Wilburn. So that's going to bring up left-handed hitting Drew Davis. Drew batting .385 on the season, 13 plate appearances, 5 base on balls, 2 runs scored, 5 hits, 3 singles, 2 doubles, and 4 runs batted in.
And then you look at
first pitch swinging. Davis pops it up on the right side of the infield. They're going to be pulled in by third baseman for the Chicks. That's Colin Hightower, and that's going to end the inning. Well, the Wolves do pick up 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left. So at the end of 1, it's 3-1, Chickasha. You're watching Shawnee Wolves Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community 1 season at a time.
State Representative Danny Morgan says thank you for the confidence you have put in him to be your state representative. Danny's looking forward to working with you and for you at the state capitol.
Thank you, Select Janitor Supply, for helping keep our kids safe. Continue watching ShawneeCTV for tips on child safety.
Thank you, Kelly and Karen Cook, in your support of all Shawnee athletic programs. ShawneeCTV appreciates your support in helping us do what we do.
Well, we called Dreammaker, and Steve came out, visited with us, and asked us what it is that we were wanting to accomplish. And so we sat down and visited with him about what we needed to do. We were going to take out some walls and move some walls and open this thing up a little bit. And so he kind of jotted down some things, and he said, I'll be back in touch. A couple of days later, he called back, and he said, here's what I think we can do. And so they came out, took dimensions, came back with drawings, which were amazing. We had a home here that we couldn't even fit a dozen people in comfortably. And on New Year's Day, we had over 40 people in here for dinner and everything. And so it just turned out fantastic, and it turned out just like we wanted it to. So we couldn't be happier. We needed more space for our family, and Dream Maker made that happen. And it's perfect.
How about Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Leading off the top half of the second inning is going to be number 11, Mike McCracken. Number 11, the first baseman, tiptoes, as the Wolves got one run in the bottom half of the first to cut the lead to 3-1 after giving up 3 on 3 hit batsmen, 2 walks, and 1 hit. And not a very auspicious start for the Wolves.
Well, no, and Derek's, got behind 3-0 with the leadoff hitter here in the top of the second, too. So not really the right frame of mind. I know Coach Roulette was hoping from his pitchers today.
Well, they go, we go. So just one of those things is pitch does find the plate. There's another one in there for a strike. Makes the count 3 balls, 2 strikes to the 9-hole hitter, McCracken. I don't know if I've ever seen 3 hit batsmen in a row.
I can't say that I have.
Well, there's a pitch going to be down, ball 4, and that may get the hook as Coach Todd Boyer is on his way to the bump, or it may be a little friendly visit to one that you don't want to walk out on. But anyway, we'll take a break as Coach Boyer visits the mound. You're watching Wolves Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
At Fred's Tire and Battery, we've got tires. Tough tires, fun tires, big tires, slick tires, safe tires. At Fred's Tire and Battery,
we've got tires.
At Fred's Tire and Battery, we offer 24-hour national and fleet roadside assistance. Just give us a call at 273-8500. If you need tires, Fred's Tire and Battery's got them.
Are you in a pinch? Do you need cash fast? Try Courtesy Loans at 19 West Main. Courtesy Loans, when you need cash fast. Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area.
Thank you, Select Janitor Supply, for helping keep our kids safe. Continue watching ShawneeCTV for tips on child safety.
Thank you, Kelly and Karen Cook, in your support of all Shawnee athletic programs. ShawneeCTV appreciates your support in helping us do what we do.
Well, we called Dream Maker, and Steve came out, visited with us, and asked us what it is that we were wanting to accomplish. And so we sat down and visited with him about what we needed to do. We were going to take out some walls and move some walls and open this thing up a little bit. And so he kind of jotted down some things, and he said, I'll be back in touch. A couple of days later, he called back, and he said, here's what I think we can do. And so they came out, took dimensions, came back with drawings, which were amazing. We had a home here that we couldn't even fit a dozen people in comfortably, and on New Year's Day we had over 40 people in here for dinner and everything, and so it just turned out fantastic, and it turned out just like we wanted it to. So we couldn't be happier. We needed more space for our family, and Dream Maker made that happen, and it's perfect.
How about Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, after the visit to the mound. Chance Thomas, center fielder, number 6, now at the plate for Chickasha. Thomas squares around the bunt. It's going to be high. Cassidy comes out and picks it up in foul territory. And if I imagine what Brad Gore is saying, is probably bunt strikes, as that one wasn't even close to the strike zone there. Probably a pure sacrifice attempt, Coach.
Yeah, definitely pure sacrifice. And even if you're in a sacrifice situation, you want to bunt strikes. And as you said, that one was definitely up in the zone and probably one he should have let go.
Well, Thomas last time was hit by a pitch victim. Second pitch on the way. There's the sacrifice down. Man, good job by Derek to flag that one down, or that would have been a sure base hit. So Chance Thomas does his job, moves Mike McCracken around to second base with one out. That'll bring up Tyler Lee, the second baseman.
Yeah, it's a good job by Derek right there, bouncing off the mound and filling his position right there, because you're right. If that gets by Derek, it was in a spot that, here we go in the replay right here. That's the pitch before on the foul bunt. But, yeah, if it gets by Derek, it's definitely going to be an infield base hit.
Runner second, one out. There's a ball ripped down the line. Olay, there says Brad Gore. Gets out of the way of that one.
Okay, here's the bunt we just saw right here as we get the pitch from Derek Allen. And right there, really bouncing off the hill right there because Drew Davis coming over. And good athletic play by Derek Allen.
Curveball stays inside. Make the count at 1-1. Curveball's not sharp today.
No, have a little problem location with his breaking ball right there.
One's on the board, one out, one strike, one ball, one pitch on the way. Curveball stays inside, makes the count 2 balls and a strike. Well, no activity down in the Wolves bullpen. Who you go with again today if need be?
Well, I know they went with Sawyer yesterday, so he's probably he may be eligible today for maybe an inning or 2, but certainly probably not in long relief. So, it just depends. You've got Drew Davis in there. You got Derek Blanchard that's had some innings so far. So nobody in the bullpen yet. So we'll see how long they're gonna go with Derek.
Well, Derek is falling behind here. 3 balls and a strike. Ball short of the plate for ball 4. And that's going to be the hook. As Todd Boyer's coming out for the second time in the inning, third trip to the mound. He's had enough, and we'll take a break because the Wolves have runners at first and second against them, and we'll be back. You're watching Shawnee Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
Teamwork and communication are 2 key components to a successful Little League team. Or your favorite pharmacy. The Clinic Pharmacy, working hard to improve your quality of life.
When you're in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center, you get early notice of all the special arrivals. That's in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center.
Life's greatest challenges often catch us by surprise. Whether you're injured at home, at work, or at play, Valor Physical Therapy is here to help. With your choice of 12 outpatient physical therapy clinics across the state, the professional treatment and care you need. Valor Physical Therapy.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
State Representative Danny Morgan says thank you for the confidence you have put in him to be your state representative. Danny's looking forward to working with you and for you at the state capitol.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Memorial Park, Ed Skelton Field. The new Wolf pitcher is Sawyer Saxon. There you take a look at Sawyer. Cassidy Cook going to come out front and flash little signs of what we got going on defensively here with the runners at first and second. At the plate for Chickasha is number 9, Heath Wilda. The shortstop, Wilda, was hit by a pitch his first time up. Sawyer comes in with the responsibility of 2 runners on base. Both of those are going to be Derek Allen's batters. As the line on Derek Allen there, Steve?
Well, not one you want to write home about, that's for sure. Faced 10 batters, 3 of them hit, 4 of them walks, and 1 double. Gave up 3 runs, and as you said, are responsible for both the first and second base runners in this inning.
Pretty good looking curveball in there from Sawyer. Might note that into the game, replacing Derek Allen is going to be sophomore Brayley Brown, who is going to be patrolling out there in center field. There you see the left-handed throwing Sawyer Saxon. I got some pitching stuff over here somewhere, make me a little bit smarter. There's the ball going to be fouled down the line. Let's see, Sawyer Saxon, 12 innings pitched, faced 50 batters, 3 runners stranded, giving up 3 earned runs. 4 base on balls, 3 strikeout lookings, 5 hits given up. ERA of 1.70 comes in the season with a 3-0 winning record. Batters are batting a minuscule 116 against Sawyer, so pretty good numbers from the lefty, and he's been called on quite a bit here already.
He has. He's been their main relief guy, and an opportunity to pick up some of those wins coming from behind in some of our games.
Well, we saw him come in the first inning for Dakota Blanchard in the Piedmont game and just pretty much stymied Piedmont from the first inning on.
Yeah, did a good job. Always has had good control and pretty good velocity on his fastball, and can throw his 3 pitches for a strike, and that's always a recipe for success when you can throw all 3 for a strike.
Ball's going to be inside to run the count to full, 3-2. So interesting to see here with 1 out in the top half of the second. If Coach Gore maybe tries to get something going here with his runners moving, with his 3-hole up, probably figure pretty good stick in the 3-hole.
Yeah, with the Wolves rolling double play in the first inning, I wouldn't be surprised to see the runners going here to stay out of that double play again.
And that they do. 3-2 pitch, strikeout. Cassidy Cook's throw to third. Mitch Kulo somehow caught that ball, but Kulo wouldn't even break it to the bag, Coach, on the steal, was he?
It was sort of a delayed break right there, and luckily the ball wasn't right over the bag, or the ball still be rolling down the left field line.
Well, now you're into a unique situation here as Wilda goes down swinging. That brings up Braden Cook with runners at second and third with a base open. Do you pitch to him?
I'd be very selective in pitching to him. It's one of those intentional walks right here.
I think Cassidy might have got a little crossed up there with Sawyer on that pitch selection, as Cassidy's going to go out and visit with him.
Well, Cook, you know, the one drove the ball on the 1-2 pitch off of Derek Allen in the first inning to drive home a couple of runs in the first inning. So I'm sure Sawyer's going to be pretty selective here, not going to give him too much to hit with that base open.
Well, there's the ball going to be fouled down the line to even the count at 1-1. And as we talked about earlier, we got pretty fortunate, I would say, with only giving up 3 runs out of a bases-loaded jam and nobody out. And it would be pretty fortunate here as well to get out of the inning with runners at second, third, and 2 down after getting runners on early in the count. There's a good breaking ball in there by Sawyer to make the count 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, it looks like David Roulette, pitching coach, has really decided to come in and challenge him and go after Cook right here in this situation, and Sawyer's done a good job responding.
Fastball going to be just fisted down the line, foul, and a few feet right, and that'd have been a 2-runner, and we'd have been going, gosh dang it, but fortunately enough.
It sounded like Sawyer got the ball in enough on the bat. It looks like he sort of hit it on the handle right there. Really didn't get it on the meat of the bat right there. So Sawyer's done a good job of throwing inside, and in that situation, you want to make sure you get it inside in on his hands.
There's a good breaking ball going to be fouled away, and Cook, good enough hitter that he has pretty much the same 2-strike approach, just trying to fight something off, and Sawyer says, all right, hit this one, and we'll see what Sawyer has to offer here with 1 and 2. Sawyer's pitch on the way, breaking ball going to be hit to center field. Center fielder Burley Brown out there, not going to be able to come up with it, falls in front, and it's going to allow 2 runs to score, and the Chicks are going to take a 5-1 lead.
Well, that's one of those line drives right at you, and those are the hardest ones, whether or not to break in or to break back. And that one looked like it had a little dive to it, and Bradley just couldn't come up with the play. You get a replay right here. And it looks like he sort of had it in his glove and it popped out.
Played third baseman, number 15.
It's going to bring in 2 runs for Chickasha. It's going to take a 5-1 lead.
Fastball's going to be high and outside. How you going to score that there, Coach, since you got the score sheet today?
Oh, we'll probably give it a hit. It was a dive, him diving for the ball right there. It's hard to give an error to someone who dives for the ball.
All right, well, that's going to make Cook then 2 for 2 on the day with 4 runs batted in and 2 doubles. And the Chicks expand their lead from 3-1 to 5-2. Runner at second base, nobody out. Sawyer's pitch is going to be popped up towards first base. Here comes the adventure. That ball, he's saying he caught it. Not really sure what's going on here. Looked like the ball popped out, and they're going to indicate that it's an out. Home plate or first base field umpire says out. The first base coach from Chickasha is arguing the fact.
I think
the
it
Wolves
hit it.
Have come off the field. I saw the ball pop out.
It popped up, and it looked like here's the replay right here.
Oh, he caught it.
Well, that's tough.
Steve's a little. Let's see it again. See if we can slow it down, fellas. I think we got the angle on it to tell. I thought he was in foul territory anyway. I thought the ball was foul. We're trying to see here, Fred, if he caught it or not. Here we go. The ball is out. No, it's a trap. But he's in foul territory. I thought he made.
I couldn't tell if he first touched the ball, if the ball was in fair territory.
It's on the ground, folks. It was a trap, but the Wolves are going to be the beneficiary of a good call. And anyway, the Chicks are coming off the field, and it looks like coaches are coming off the field. They're going to take their defensive position. So Chickasha picks up 2 more runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. So at the end of 1.5, Chickasha leads 5-1. You're watching Wolves Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community 1 season at a time.
We are here in the nitty-gritty of District 3 with the Pottawatomie County Commissioner, Abby Thompson. So, Abby, I want to know, because this facility is, like we said, way different than the downtown Broadway facility, but how often are you working here versus downtown Shawnee?
So obviously on Tuesdays I try to be at the admin building because we have our commissioner meetings, but usually every other day of the week I do my best to be down here. I love it down here. Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of let your hair down, get dirty, play in the dirt. Yeah.
Yes.
I really do love it down here.
Yes, and being down here and seeing the guys working, answering calls, being everywhere, and yes, they do get a break every once in a while. Don't worry, you guys. Sometimes. But it just made me realize they really are the ones that have to answer these calls and work in winter, rain, summer, shine. You get it.
And I think people forget, some of them take trucks home. If we get calls in the middle of the night, we never stop working. They get called out, they have to go do it. So they work very, very hard.
Absolutely.
See, I don't think I realized that they have to work on call and all of that stuff as well.
Yes.
And so it just makes me appreciate, one, I don't come out to mod half as much as I should.
Well, you should.
Yes. Which is where District 3 barn is located, is in Maud, Oklahoma. And it allows me to realize that there's a lot going on all around Pottawatomie County. And there are advancements going on around Pottawatomie County. So thank you so much, Abby Thompson, for your heart for your county.
We are so blessed. I love our county. We have such great people. I love my crew. I couldn't ask for a better one. And I just want to remind you, girls aren't afraid to get dirty, right?
Yes.
Rhinestones and dirt.
Woo! Yes, I love that. Well, congratulations, Abby Thompson. You're making history while you're a District 3 commissioner, and we are so grateful for how you run the show over here. So
thank you.
Thank you, Abby. Love you. Bye.
Our beef is exclusively available at the Monk's Marketplace. Taste the difference that care and quality make, and visit our serene landscape to pick up your perfect cut.
On Benedict Street, Hardesty's Market and Deli is your go-to for all your local meat needs. It's also the perfect spot for lunch, offering your favorite local sandwiches, dips, sweets, and more. Support local. Stop by Hardesty's Market and Deli today.
For 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students, they are for all ages, and you have the opportunity to get further educated within our community and pick up a trade skill today at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
Castor Key Auto Mart, online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Fine, outstanding catch down the right field line to get the Wolves out of the inning. Well, leading off here in the bottom half of the second is going to be Brayley Brown. Brayley coming in there in the second inning for Derek Allen. Takes one high and tight. Got to turn into those. Send Billy a text down there. I see Billy Brown down there. We'll see what kind of angle he had. Brayley takes another pitch for a ball. 2-0.
Well, again, I still think, it's 5-1, down 4 runs. I still don't think you get in a situation where you panic right here. You still play your game, and still got to have base runners before you score. So be selective. Don't help the pitcher out any, but if you do get a pitch to drive, jump on it.
Well, Brayley comes in with a .333 batting average, only 9 plate appearances. He takes a pitch down for ball 3. Brayley's 9 plate appearances has yielded 5 base on balls, 4 runs, 3 hits, 3 singles, and no RBIs to his total this season. 3-1 pitch on the way. There's a ball hit toward the shortstop, right under the old wickets. Wow, that was kind of interesting. Didn't really expect to see that. We're going to take the replay here. Ball was hit hard, but I don't know if Cook was full by it or what. But
well, it looks like, I'm not sure if it took a bad hop, but he was going to his right, and then the ball missed it back to his left. So I don't know if he just overran it, just misjudged it, or if it hit something and made the ball go back right. But as the shortstop comes up and says something to
maybe
the
off
pitcher
the
right
lip,
there.
he kicked the lip there.
May have hit the lip and changed direction just a tad, but we'll definitely take it.
Absolutely. That's going to bring up Dylan Johnson to the plate. Dillon looking to move a runner around. There's a pitch going to be down and away. Braley with probably better than average speed at first. Nobody out here. Braley with a leadoff. Sorry, Braley, I can't even begin to give you a hit for that, buddy, but as much as I'd like to.
Not even being a homer.
Not even being a homer. I can't do that one. And I'm probably the biggest homer in the world, folks. I got a couple homes, as everybody knows. So, good job getting on base there, Braley. Looking to try to get the runner moved around. There's a pick throw to first. Not in time. Braley dives back in. Well, now as the second guessing game happens, do you walk Cook again, or do you hope that you could have made that catch on a tough fly ball?
Well, it's always easy to second guess in that situation. You make the catch, then it's not a big deal. But in the situation that happened, weren't able to make the catch, and the Chicks capitalize on it.
Coach, I've noticed here that Braley, his plate appearance, and Dylan Johnson, his plate appearance. One of the differences between these two teams is the ability to take pitches, and the Wolves appear to be shying away where the Chicks are turning into pitches.
Well, that's a good point right there. I hadn't really picked up on that. And, you got quite the eagle eye today.
Well, I mean, is it true? I mean, we've seen that some pitches have been borderline inside that, but just like the third one for Heath Wilda pretty much sticks his elbow out there and says, I'll take it, and away he goes. And subsequently they score 3 runs, where now you've seen Braley lean back from one, and Johnson's lean back from one, and get in there. Get your nose dirty.
Well, a lot of it, too, depends on how you set up the plate. I can't tell from my angle if, how close Chickasha, if they're right up on the plate right there. And if you do that, a lot of times, pitch that may normally not hit you, it may graze you. But, still at that, pitcher's got to do the job of making an adjustment and keep from hitting the players.
Well, there's going to be a base on balls issued to Johnson. Good at bat there. So Dillon will take his spot at first base. Braley will move up 90 feet. Now to bring up catcher Cassidy Cook. Cassidy batting .333, 18 at-bats, 2 base on balls, 7 runs scored, 6 hits, 5 singles, a double, and 5 RBIs in his playing time here for the Varsity Wolves.
We'll look to see if Coach Board decides to bunt him over. It looks like he was bunting for a base hit right there. Not necessarily a sacrifice, but had a hole open at shortstop. His shortstop broke to the bag, and the pitcher went ahead and came to the plate, which is a big no-no.
Don't want to leave him stranded out there, do you?
No, leaves too big a hole open right there. Let's see if he tries to sacrifice. It looks like
good bunt by Cassidy. Throw it away. He did. He throws it in the dirt. It's going to get away. Braley's breaking for the plate. He's going to score. I don't know if he would have got him or not, Coach. That was a beautiful bunt there by Cassidy Cook. We'll take a look at the replay to see how we're going to score that. It could go sacrifice for Cassidy or infield single, sacrifice E2. Anyway, it's going to result in the Wolves picking up a run here. As you see the bunt there. Yeah, good throw would have got him, so it's going to be a sacrifice E2 on the throw. And that's going to give the Wolves runners at the corners with nobody out. Heads up base running from behind by Braley Brown and also by Dylan Johnson, getting away on the errant throw from Chickasha catcher Devin Shepard. So runners at the corners and nobody out with Sawyer at the plate, just right back where you want to be.
Well, just good execution by Cassidy right there. Excellent bunt. Did exactly what he needed to do. Put the pressure on the defense. And anytime you put pressure on defense at this level, you never know what's going to happen. And the Wolves were a beneficiary of a bad throw in the dirt. Good base running right there. Scores a run as Sawyer
rips one down
the right field line.
Courtesy runner, I didn't see who got into the courtesy run there. Interesting, the things you hear at the ballpark, Coach. That's going to go as a double for Sawyer Saxon as he just lasered one down the right field line. And the Wolves are going to pick up another run, and it's going to be a 5-3 Chickasha advantage with Michael Coronado now coming to the plate.
We forgot to go over the press box rules during ball games, but that's okay. Mama's awful proud of her son, so we'll let it slide.
Love it. Love every minute of it. That's what it's about. Well, the Wolves have come back into the Chickasha lead and picked up the 2 runs they gave up in the second to make it a 5-3 ball game, and looking to score again with runners at second and third and only 1 out. Senior Michael Coronado at the plate, and this is the guy you want, 308 average, and looking to pick up a couple ribbies and a single to score Sawyer with good speed at second base.
Well, it all really starts at the bottom of the lineup. You get base runners on at the bottom, then in your 9-hole Cassidy, he gets a good bunt, puts pressure on the defense, and next thing you know, you're at the top of your lineup with runners in scoring position, and good things happen.
And okay, forgive me, I'm going to my other home, but we've bunched to death at Chandler. I mean, and you don't see that much in 5A, Coach. You don't see him put the ball on the ground a lot in bigger baseball. So the Wolves do, yes.
Yeah, not very often you don't. You'll come across some teams that really puts pressure on you bunting the ball,
and you tell me who defends it well.
Not very many people do because they really don't. They don't practice it.
Got to though
because they don't see it that often.
Oh, hey, I'll kill you. I'll bunch you to death. And I've said it before, and you can slap me, but 98, we have 8 bunt for hits in the finals. Scored 19 runs right here at Memorial Park for our second state title. I mean, and that's part of the MO, and that's what you got to do is be able to execute, and it was a great bunt by Cassidy to start this off. There's going to be a ground ball to second. Second baseman bobbles it. It's going to allow the run to score. Michael Coronado does the job getting the run in and makes it a 5-4 ball game, hitting the ball to the right side of the infield.
Well, and you said it right. That's a good job because right there, the Chickasha, they were going to switch trade an out for a run for an out right there. And, hitting the ball on the right side enables the Wolves to score that run and get within a run. Still have a runner at third base with Cale Young coming to the plate. So good job by Michael right there on execution.
It's only 1 out here in the inning. Is that not correct? Just that out there, a 5-4 ball game here. Cale Young up. I believe that's right in it. Only 1 out. Braley led off with the error based on balls. Sacrificing the error for Cassidy. Sawyer's ringing double down the line, and then the RBI ground out. So only 1 out. There's a ball up the middle, going to score the run. Can it get through? Diving effort by the second baseman. That's going to be an infield RBI single for Cale Young, and we're squared at 5.
Well, good job by Cale right there. Just hitting the ball right where it's pitched, hitting it right back up the middle, and score the tying run right there. So a good job by the Wolves battling back after digging themselves a 5-1 hole here in the bottom of the second.
Well, that's exactly what you want. As we take a look at the replay there, you see Cale watching it, digging down the line, and says, I better try to get there. He come up with it, but good hustle there. As you see Cale taking his lead at first base. That'll bring up Mitch Kulo. As we're tied up here at 5, and there's going and a little hit and run. I like it. I like the aggressiveness there. A little hit and run going. Ball pulled foul there by Kulo. Still good, pretty good speed over there at first with Cale. Let me see here. Wolves. This is, what we talked about is not trying to get them all back, but a 1 spot and a 4 spot, and I think the way you refer to it as is crooked numbers.
Crooked numbers. We like to see those crooked numbers on the bottom side.
There's a curveball hit towards the third baseman. Come up with it, fires to second, throws it into shallow right center field. E5 is going to keep the comedy of errors going for Chickasha here. And their half of the inning is Coach Brad Gore is going to stroll out to the plate. Wolves are going to have runners at first and second with only 1 out. And when we come back, we'll see what the Wolves can do. You're watching Shawnee Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
Thank you, Select Janitor Supply, for helping keep our kids safe. Continue watching ShawneeCTV for tips on child safety.
Thank you, Kelly and Karen Cook, in your support of all Shawnee athletic programs. ShawneeCTV appreciates your support in helping us do what we do. Fred Gauker at Richard's Drug in downtown Shawnee welcomes everyone into his door for their pharmaceutical needs. Fred offers a full line of vitamins and nutritional products. That's Fred Gauker, Richard's Drug, downtown Shawnee. This programming is made possible in part by the generous giving of Winsett, Powerline, and Underground Contractors. Thanks, Ricky, Kim, Derek, and Austin for all your help. Are you in a pinch? Do you need cash fast? Try Courtesy Loans at 19 West Main. Courtesy Loans, when you need cash fast.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, and back where we need to be. We'll be at the plate. Runners at first and second, and only one out. Wolves got a lot of bingo going here in the second inning, Steve.
Well, what I'd like to see is, what's happened here is, Wolves faced Chickasha last night. They get beat 5-2 in a tough, conference, their first loss, and then they get down basically 5-1 in this game. It would have been real easy just to roll over. And instead of just rolling over and taking a tail whipping, they battle back right here. And that's sort of been the characteristic of this ball club all year long is even though we get down, we're not through fighting. We're going to fight you to the end.
Kale out there doing a little Mexican hat dance, it looked like. Got the picture to step off the rubber there. And like to see that Cook may be paying a little more attention to him than when he needs to at the plate. Make a mistake here to Wilburn. Second baseman Bird dogs in. Pitch on the way. Will be swing and a miss. Tyler, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Uncharacteristic there of Tyler.
Well, a little ball in the dirt right here wouldn't hurt. Advance second and third. Pick up a couple more on a hit.
No, not at all. I'll take it.
Here's a good look at Tyler Wilburn, right fielder for the Wolves.
Tyler pretty much a straightaway hitter. 11 hits to center on the season. Check swing and not really what we needed. Oh, did he get the foot on the bag? Woo, gonna say he did. They almost threw it away and didn't get the out, but I don't know how second baseman Tyler Lee held on to that one, but he did anyway. So it's going to be a fielder's choice recorded for Wilburn. Going to force Kulo at second.
Kel Young advances over to third. So first and third situation here with 2 out.
Drew Davis at the plate.
Drew swung the first pitch last time. See if maybe he'll take a few right here and get a good pitch to drive right here. Left-hander up. Still no adjustment from the outfield, even with the left-hander up. Center fielder shading over to the left center side. Big gap in right center.
Well, Tyler Wilburn at first with good speed, as we know. We saw him a Wolves wide receiver. He can pick him up and lay him down. Maybe get him going, steal a base, and get runners at second, third. But by the same token, you may want to hold him because of the open up the hole there at first base with the left-hander up. So it's kind of a cat and mouse chess game, and that's the beauty of baseball.
That's right. There's no correct answer for every situation. There's a lot of different scenarios out there and a lot of different options that you have.
Well, Chickasha might have been thinking the same thing when trying the old 31 move there. Nothing brewing for the Wolves. 2-0 count. There's a pitch going to be called a strike on the outer third of the plate. Made count 2-1, so maybe we'll see if headman Todd Boyer tries to get something going here with a strike.
I like the approach by Drew on this at bat. A lot of times swinging first pitch, it's just got to be right there, but he's still ahead in the count, still an offensive count, 2-1 right here, so hopefully he get a pitch he can drive.
Patient. Here's a pitch on the way, fouled off to the left side, going to even the count at 2-2. This is the 9th batter that the Wolves have sent to the plate. They've scored 5 runs. Brayley Brown started it as Brayley was a substitute in the top half of the second inning for Derek Allen. He got it going with the error. And a base on balls and a good sacrifice by Cassidy Cook. Throwing error allowed him to be there. Strike 3 going to be frozen. Rope on the curveball to end the inning. But the Wolves do pick up 4 to make the score 5-5 through 2. You're watching Shawnee Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. This programming is made possible in part by the generous giving of Winsett, Powerline, and Underground Contractors. Thanks, Ricky, Kim, Derek, and Austin, for all your help.
Bring in the new year with the touchscreen phone from Communication Services, your AT&T authorized retailer. Choose from many of our new phones, like the Samsung Eternity or the LG View. Both are touchscreen and loaded with awesome features like an MP3 player, video share, and a 30-day free trial of mobile TV. It's all at Communication Services, service provided by AT&T and Communication Services, AT&T authorized retailer. Come see us today, downtown or in the Shawnee Mall next to Center Court.
Moms, Eric's Pharmacy on Kickapoo, always convenient with their drive-by window. It's that time of year again. Stop by and get your and your kids' flu shots today. Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. When you're in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center, you get early notice of all the special arrivals. That's in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center. How about Harvey's Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey's Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison. Tower Loans, where you can get loans up to $750 with 8 months to pay it back. Tower Loans, conveniently located at 21 West Main, downtown.
Life's greatest challenges often catch us by surprise. Whether you're injured at home, at work, or at play, Valor Physical Therapy is here to help. With your choice of 12 outpatient physical therapy clinics across the state, the professional treatment and care you need. Valor Physical Therapy.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
State Representative Danny Morgan says thank you for the confidence you have put in him to be your state representative. Danny's looking forward to working with you and for you at the state capitol.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Wolves pick up 4 in the bottom half of the second to tie us at 5-5 in a it's starting out to be a marathon. Good look at Old Glory there in center field. Corey Keefe leading off the second inning for the Chicks. Ball too high from Sawyer Saxon. Keefe, a strikeout victim of Derek Allen in the first inning.
Well, Wolves sort of get the momentum back after being down 5-1. They score 4 in the bottom and see if they can maintain right here. You know, a good quick inning, a 3-up, 3-down inning, and come back and score a couple runs, and then the momentum really shifts and it's back in your favor.
Yeah, the foul ball out of play there. It looked like Billy, Mark Bolin, and Mark Betterton could have had that one down there. They didn't make any attempt on the play there.
They all shied away from it, didn't they?
They did. Ball going to be a little high, and you can tell by Sawyer's pose there that he really, after the pitch, thought that that one was a pretty good one. Sawyer staring in, 3-1 count. Strike 2 delivered from the lefty. 3-2, nobody out here in the top half of the third inning. There's a ground ball towards second base. Better get up, get it. Not going to be in time. Good job.
Oh, don't let it get in the dugout. Ah.
Wow.
Going to be a dead ball.
Well, interesting enough, the ball towards second base just got away and waited on it maybe perhaps a little too long, and we had good backup, but it got away from the backup.
Yeah, the ball rolled into the dugout, which makes it a dead ball, and the ball thrown from an infielder into dead ball territory. You advance one base, as opposed to a dead ball thrown by an outfielder. You get two bases. So Chickasha starts with a runner at second with nobody out.
There's a bunt. Cassie going to pick it up in foul territory. On the attempt of the bunt is Devin Shepard, the catcher. So E4 is going to put the runner Corey Keefe at second base with nobody out.
And that's tough as a catcher, because you know Cassie did a good job of hustling down and backing up, but you always have to understand where the angle of the throw from the second baseman is going to be right there. And I think he just sort of got didn't know the angle was going to be that sharp on it, and ball got away.
Cassidy makes a diving attempt at the ball, not going to be able to come up with it, but one of those tweeners is going to be an infield bunt single for Devin Shepard. Sawyer flew off the mound, and Cassidy dove out front. Neither one of them could get it, and no play was going to be made as Chickasha Chicks have runners at first and third with nobody out.
Well, two plays you don't see every day. You know, the error by the second baseman thrown into the dugout, and then a bunt sacrifice situation that pops up. Cassidy just missed it. You know, diving for it, had great effort right there. Cassidy, great effort off the mound, and both of them sort of met right at the ball and couldn't get the out there on first. So first and third situation with nobody out for Chickasha.
Well, Cassidy needs to go through his signs again in the first and third situation, because Sawyer, I believe, had his back turned and didn't see what Cassidy called there. Might be kind of important for your pitcher to know your first and third situation as well, I would think. Curveball going to be called high. Shepard squared around like he would probably maybe going to try to get it down as well. Shepard heading into a 6-4-3 to end the first inning. We'll take another one right here. That's for sure. Sawyer, a little token throw over there to first base. Middle infielders discussing what they got going on there. Little hand signals.
A lot of options for Chickasha right here.
Just thinking that Braley might be a little bit deep. Unable to come up with it is going to be the Wolves. Here comes the throw into the plate. Going to be knocked down by Sawyer, so it's going to be a Blue Texas Leaguer single RBI for Dylan Shepard.
Yeah, just out of the outreached arms of shortstop Dylan Johnson right there. And too shallow for the outfielders to come in, a little bit too deep for the infielders. So like you said, a little Texas Leaguer, bloop single right there, which is going to plate the go-ahead run for Chickasha, which leaves Chickasha first and second with nobody out with 9 hole up. So maybe another bunt situation here by Mike McCracken, who walked his first time up.
Well, there's the bunt. It's going to be towards Sawyer. Going to try to get the out at third.
That's a good job.
And they're going to get the force. Good job by Sawyer Saxon.
Good job by Sawyer right there, knowing he had time. Really fielded his position well, bounced off the mound with the quick bunt right there. Knew he had time to get to third, and a good strike over to Mitch Kulo to get the lead runner right there. So one out, first and second, with the leadoff runner, Clarence Thomas, or Chance Thomas coming up.
Well, the fielder's choice will get McCracken at first, runners at first and second, and Chickasha still with another guy at the plate that can bunt the baseball as Chance Thomas on the day. Hit by a pitch his first time, sacrificed second time up. Runners at first and second. Chicks have plated another run. We've talked about not being able to defense the errors and the walks and the hit by pitches, and that's exactly what we've had here again in the third inning that has plagued the Wolves thus far, as Thomas swings and a miss on a good breaking ball from Sawyer Saxon.
Well, Sawyer's really done a good job coming in relief and keeping the Wolves within striking distance, giving them an opportunity to battle back, and run into a little misfortune in this inning with the ball, there at second, and then the bloop single and the sacrifice bunt that popped up that ended up being a base hit. So nothing really hit hard off Sawyer, but just some well-placed balls by Chickasha. He throws a strike there to bring the count to 2-2 with one out here in the top of the third inning. Suburban Conference matchup today. Number 1 ranked Chickasha versus number 2 ranked Shawnee Wolves in Class 5A.
Probably one of the best conferences in the state.
No doubt. When you throw Carl Albert in there, who is year in, year out, a state tournament representative. Throw Guthrie in there and El Reno and
just a mix.
Then you throw Deer Creek in there, who's ranked number 3.
There's a breaker ball, double play ball, 6-4. No throw from second base, but we're going to get the force out. And looking at his glove, looked like maybe he couldn't get it out.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if he just couldn't get a grip on it or it got stuck in the webbing or what. But the main thing is there, we'll get the lead out. Don't give up a run right there. Record the second out with runners still at first and third right here.
Well, that'll bring Tyler Lee up to the plate. Tyler, second baseman, number 3, hit by a pitch first time up. Base on balls, second time up. Runners on the corners, 2 down. Wolves looking to get out of the inning. Good breaking ball there. Full Lee, and good job by Cassidy keeping it there in front, not allowing runners to advance. Cassidy not the everyday catcher, so we'll have to see about that. Garrett Ansel, we know his defensive prowess behind the plate. There's a shot going to be in the left center field, and that's not Brayley Brown on his horse, not going to be able to come up with it. Brayley gets it tracked down and does a good job of getting it tracked down in the gap, and it's going to be a double, RBI double for Tyler Lee.
Well, I spoke too soon. Very well hit ball by Chickasha right there, and looked like Sawyer may got the ball up just a little bit right there. But a good job by Tyler Lee on driving the ball into deep left center field. Good job on getting the ball back quickly to prevent another run, but Chickasha threatens again with runners at second and third with 2 outs.
Good pitch there by Sawyer Saxon on the inner half of the plate to Heath Wilda. Wilda, the shortstop on the afternoon, hit by a pitch and struck out his last time up. This is the first batter that Sawyer faced in the second. Good breaking ball there. Fouled off quickly, makes the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Steve, what kind of advantage does Chickasha have of seeing Sawyer yesterday and seeing him again today? Do you think it poses an advantage as a hitter?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I don't know how many times they got to face him. I think he threw maybe 3 innings last night, so everybody probably got to see him at least one time, and I think that's always an advantage. But, still, just because you've seen him before, that's a little different than going up there and making it happen at the plate.
Well, the 0-2 pitch was outside, so we'll see how the 1-2 offering is served up. Inside part of the plate, ground ball to third. Can't come up with the play is Cale Cook. And he's going to allow both runners to score on the throwing error. Mitch Kulo looked like maybe tried to pack it a little long instead of trying to get rid of the baseball. And the throwing error is going to allow 2 more runs to score, and it's going to make it 9-5.
Yeah, I get a replay right here. I couldn't tell if Mitch had a chance to get the runner right there. Maybe not. But ball just thrown a little short in the dirt. Kel not able to pick it right there on the backhand. And again, the Wolves sort of dig themselves a little bit of a hole here, down 9-5 in the top of the third.
Coming to the plate now is Braden Cook. And, we've seen what Cook's done to the Wolves so far. 2 doubles, 4 RBIs. In his 2 plate appearances. Runner at first, 4 runs across here for Chickasha. Challenged by a fastball up in the zone, swing and a miss for Cook. Well, you got to wonder about the non-throw from second there, and just double pump there, and 2 errors in the inning, and they're right back to a 4-run deficit. There goes the runner. Cassidy's throw down, not in time. Going to be a stolen base. That was solely, I believe, first move there on Sawyer, I think. Cassidy with a pretty good throw down.
Yeah, good throw. Runner really got a good jump right there, and I think you're right. He went on first movement right there.
Same situation again, Steve. Got the base open with somebody who, well, I can't even get it out. And there's going to be another double and RBI for going to be Braden Cook, because he's been a Wolves killer here today. 3 doubles, 5 RBIs. Base open twice and don't elect to pitch to him, and he burns you for 3 runs.
Yeah, he's definitely had a good day. He's been a thorn in the side of the Wolves here this afternoon at Skelton Field. As you said, another RBI, 3 doubles, and as you said, 2 times with first base open.
Well, Colin Hightower now coming to the plate, base on balls, and the Wolves were a gratuitous recipient of a fly ball to right field. There's going to be a ground ball towards short. Kulo going to make the throw on the run this time. And Kale's going to hold on the bag, and that's going to end the inning. And not before the Chicks score 5 runs in their half of the third. Wolves trail 10-5 as we head to the bottom half. You're watching Shawnee Wolves Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
Tower Loans, where you can get loans up to $750 with 8 months to pay it back. Tower Loans, conveniently located at 21 West Main, downtown. Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. How about Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison. Fred Gauker at Richard's Drug in downtown Shawnee welcomes everyone into his door for their pharmaceutical needs. Fred offers a full line of vitamins and nutritional products. That's Fred Gauker, Richard's Drug, downtown Shawnee.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom half of the third inning here at Memorial Park at Skelton Field. Leading off is sophomore number 4, center fielder Braley Brown. Braley got the Wolves started in the second inning, coach, with a ball that was not handled properly by the shortstop, and that led to 4 runs for the Wolves.
Well, you know, in the second inning, the bottom half of the lineup, 7, 8, 9, really got the job done. All 3 scored runs. All 3, obviously found a way on base. Sort of set the table for the top of the lineup.
Total effort and total production is what you got to have up and down the lineup. And so far, like you said, the catalyst has been the bottom third. So we'll see if they can get them started again. Braley quickly ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. 2-0 pitch swung on, popped up towards first base. Wind pushing it. Second baseman calls off and is going to make the catch. That's Tyler Lee, and Braley pops out for the first out of the inning. So with Braley popping up, that's going to bring up 8-hole hitter Dylan Johnson. Dylan, base on balls, his only time at the plate.
Number 23, Dylan Johnson.
Braley just got under that one a smidgen and towered it high. Looks like the wind might have shifted just a little more, Coach, where it's blowing out maybe almost just dead right center.
A little more from the west, looks like.
Wow.
Wow, that pitch wasn't there earlier in the game.
You get that pitch, it's going to be tough, but you're exactly right. It wasn't there earlier in the game. 0-2 count. Pitch on the way. Curveball. Good job of fighting it off by Dylan Johnson. Got to see if you can find something to handle there. Ball bounding back off the screen.
0-2 count here for Dylan. There's a good look at his 0-2 strike approach. Going to widen the base out, get him getting off the knob a little bit.
That's almost straight away center, Coach. Curveball, good job by Dylan again, fighting it off, and that's about the only thing you can hope for in a pitch like that, something to nibble at and just foul and hopefully get something you can handle.
Yeah, live to fight another pitch.
There's a look at the flag. Kind of blowing in multiple directions. There's a fastball high. Make the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good job by our camera crew today. And right field camera, Jacob Shaughnessy. And I believe Gary Frazier on the home plate cam. There's a breaking ball, misses inside. Good turn there. I like to see that turn. Maybe try to catch a little bit of that breaking ball there. Misses, 2-2. Sophomore Dylan Johnson. 1 out here in the bottom half of the third. Wolves trail 10-5. It's been a marathon thus far, Coach. And here's the pitch. It's going to be fouled away almost straight back. And staying alive is Johnson.
Dylan doing
Need
a good
to cue
job
up that
right
Bee
there.
Gees song on the old PA system. Coach Gore sees something he doesn't like. He's going to take a trip to the mound, so we'll take this opportunity to take a commercial break. You're watching Shawnee Wolves Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
Moms, Eric's Pharmacy on Kickapoo, always convenient with their drive-by window. It's that time of year again. Stop by and get your and your kids' flu shots today. Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. When you're in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center, you get early notice of all the special arrivals. That's in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center. How about Harvey's Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey's Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison. Tower Loans, where you can get loans up to $750 with 8 months to pay it back. Tower Loans, conveniently located at 21 West Main, downtown.
Life's greatest challenges often catch us by surprise. Whether you're injured at home, at work, or at play, Valor Physical Therapy is here to help. With your choice of 12 outpatient physical therapy clinics across the state, the professional treatment and care you need. Valor Physical Therapy.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
State Representative Danny Morgan says thank you for the confidence you have put in him to be your state representative. Danny's looking forward to working with you and for you at the state capitol.
Two and two the count after a short visit by Chickasha head coach Brad Gore. Here's the offering on the way. Fastball is going to miss high. Turn the count at 3-2. So good at bat brewing here by Mr. Johnson. Hopefully he can get on a bag for the Wolves.
Well, really battled here, start off 0-2 and worked the count to full right here. Fouled off a couple of pitches. Foul off another one down the right field line.
Look out, Daryl. A lot of groans in the press box there. That one hitting. We need to get Daryl a glove down there, Coach.
That's a hard hat area down there.
Yeah, hazard area. Fighting. Looked like the back of a pickup there, maybe. As long as it doesn't hit the maroon Impala down there underneath the cedar tree, we're in pretty good shape, I think.
I think he was headed that way.
Nah.
Dylan fouling 4 or 5 pitches off this at bat?
Yep. It's at least a 9 pitch at bat here for Dylan. And he draws the base on ball. So, things you don't see in the stat column or know on the score sheet, but that is an excellent at bat for Dylan Johnson. Kept fighting, and working the count, taking a pitch here, taking a pitch there, and drawing the 1 out base on balls. That'll bring up catcher Cassidy Cook.
Well, I think that goes back to the 2-strike approach too. You're you're going to battle until you find one you like. And he fouled some pitches off and worked the count to full, and then waited for the pitcher to make another mistake and got the base on balls.
Cassidy first pitch swinging and missed. Last time, beautiful sacrifice bunt by Cassidy. Reached on the throwing error. There's a ball down in the dirt. Nice defensive play there by Devin Shepard to keeping the ball in the front, not allowing Johnson to advance to second. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The Wolves again trailing 10-5 here.
You know, by my calculations, he's got to be up in the 70, mid-70 pitch range right now. So pitch count starting to get a little high. And when you do that, your legs start to go, and when that starts to happen, the ball starts to rise, and
missing pitches.
You're able to get some good cuts on the ball. So something to look for here from Chickasha's pitcher as as his pitch count starts to climb.
Now we hope it escalates on up there. There's another mama down there, center, behind home plate now, watching her boy. I don't know if we can hear her scream when Cassidy gets ready to hit this one, though.
Good breaking ball.
Cassidy's going to go down on strikes there for the second out. It's going to take us back to the top of the Wolves lineup with pitcher Sawyer Saxon. So Sawyer had a ringing double down the line last time up.
Still look pretty good with Dylan on first. Pretty good hold there on the right side for Sawyer to take advantage of if he gets another inside pitch.
Sawyer takes a pitch called strike. Pitch down in the dirt for a ball. 1-1. 3 runs for Chickasha in the first, 2 in the second, 5 in the third, 4-10 spot for the Wolves. 1-4 and question mark. Hopefully get something going here with 2 out. Sawyer 1-1 pitch is going to be down and away, 2-1. So ahead in the count and right exactly where he wants to be is Sawyer Saxon.
Well, I think it's important for the Wolves to be patient right here as his pitch count starts to climb right here. You know, don't help him out any. Make him work, and the more pitches he throws, the more advantage you have.
Yep. Sawyer's not going to get an opportunity as that one finds its mark on the number 3. And that's going to get Sawyer down to first base and move Johnson up. And that's going to bring up to the plate Michael Coronado. Well, that's what you want. We'll take anything we can get, just something to give yourself an opportunity and see if you can get a timely 2-out hit here.
Well, with Chickasha with the 5-run lead, Coach Gore is going to be a little more lenient on his pitcher right here, but I don't think he's going to be, he gets another walk, another base hit, gives up a run. I don't think he's going to stick with him too long, and then you start getting in their bullpen, and then you find out how deep they are in their pitching staff.
Well, you'll probably see the third baseman in talking to Coach Gore. He's got his 1, and then he's got his 2A and 2B, he told me. So, and that's third baseman Colin Hightower. It says pretty interchangeable as it can go as a second starter or third starter. So, imagine you might see him. Don't know what their schedule holds for the rest of the week, but 2-0 count here. Here's the pitch. Going to be high, 3-0. And having a little trouble finding the mark is Braden Cook, so maybe the Wolves could be patient, can parlay it into something here. Got 2 base on balls base on balls and a hit by pitch, excuse me. Dylan Shepard got the base on ball, and Sawyer was plunked by the offering. 3-0 pitch on the way, and that's going to be another hit batsman, and that's probably going to do it for Braden Cook here as Brad Gore's on his way to the mound. That's the 3rd trip, so he's done. You're watching Wolves Baseball. We'll take a commercial break on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
When you're in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center, you get early notice of all the special arrivals. That's In the Loop at Wall's Bargain Center.
Teamwork and communication are 2 key components to a successful Little League team, or your favorite pharmacy. The Clinic Pharmacy, working hard to improve your quality of life.
Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area.
Placement number 2, Kel Young.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the Wolves are full on the sacks with 2 down here. Hey, lean into that and take a little FaceTime there, Kel Young. Where are you going? Get on in there, son. Hold now. 10-5 here in the bottom of the third. Wolves recipient of a base on balls, 2 hit by pitches, and the new pitcher is Tyler Lee, the second baseman. So I guess I was wrong. Oh, there you saw the replay of the one that was a little chin music there.
Good cut.
1-1 count to senior Kel Young. Tiptoes. Thank you. In case you haven't figured out, Steve, tiptoes is the key word to say, hey, your mic's on down there in the truck. Not that we don't mind to hear what's going on. Yeah, no longer a keyword. I've given it away.
I didn't get that memo.
Curveball misses outside, 2-1.
Offensive count for Kel Young right here. Outfield playing straight away. Good gaps in left center and right center.
2-1 pitch inside low. Going to make it 3-1. And again, with patience of the Wolves, it got him a little something going here. So probably in a take situation, I would imagine.
Yeah, you're looking one spot right here. Even if it's a strike on the outside or inside, you're looking one spot. And that's an example right there. That may have been a strike, but that's not the spot that Kel was looking at right there, a pitch he could drive.
I'm not really even sure that was a strike, but anyhow. Well, now it's going to be to the Wolves' advantage. Runners are going to be moving on the pitch. 3-2 down. Got to make sure the ball's delivered to the plate first. Runners are checked, and they're off. Kel, ground ball towards the third baseman. Stays down on the lip. He looks at it, throws. Going to be down the dirt. Not going to be picked up. 2 runners going to score, and a runner headed to third. Heads up running by Sawyer Saxon on the pitch. So there's the advantage of 3-2 count, Steve, with the runners moving on the pitch.
Well, that's good base running by Sawyer right there. You know, it's real easy. You know, you see a ground ball, you know there's going to be a play to play. It's real easy just to let up and stand up at third, but he's going the whole way right there. And, you know, if he's out, there's no harm done. But if he drops the ball like he did, then you score another run right there. So good heads-up base running by the Wolves.
Well, and now the Wolves runners at first and third with 2 runs across here in the 5th have cut the deficit to 10-7. Mitch Kulo is going to be hit by the first offering, and the comedy of errors for both squads has continued. And that's going to load the bases up for the Wolves. Here with let's see, Wilby coming up. Looks like Tyler Wilburn coming to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 outs. So with 2 outs, the Wolves have been able to plate 2 runs on, third hit batsman of the inning. 2 base on balls and a throwing error by the third baseman over there. That Colin Hightower has put the Wolves right back on the map. First pitch on the way. Gratuitous strike. Boy. Wilburn having a little difficulty on the day. Leads the team in hitting average at 476. So we'll see if he can get something going. There's a ground ball up the middle. Shortstop dives. Not going to be able to come around. Here's a runner coming from third. Throw towards the plate's not going to be in time. Wilburn has got us hung up over here at first. Wilburn's headed back. Runner's got to go back to third. He missed the tag, and the runner's going to advance to third. And it's exactly right. The tag was missed from my vantage point. The umpire saw it the same way I did. Coach Brad Gore is going to come out and argue it, and he is not happy, as Wilburn thought with the throw going home that the base runner at second was going to go through, but he didn't. Instead, getting back is going to be Tyler Wilburn is safe, and it's going to be a 2 RBI single to make it 10-9, and the Wolves trail by a run.
Could you repeat all that?
No, I could not. Absolutely could not. I could say it when it's happening, but there's no way I can repeat that. So it was a lot said, though. Wow, good piece of hit there by Wilburn, and here you go. Take a look, Steve.
Well, there it is right there. Like you said, good piece.
We'll have a look
right back up the middle, and we sort of got pickled up. Wilburn comes back. We'll get a good look at the tag right here.
He missed him.
He missed him. And Looked like the umpire had a good shot and another base hit right there.
Wow. What a game. Get on the bag. Tyler, what are you doing there, brother? Yee!
Drew Davis comes up with a big hit to tie the ball game, and
10-10.
We've got the Fred Fair jinx going.
God. Fred, go back to wherever it is you came from. He gets the marathons. Well, I give up. I mean, really? This is an interesting game. Back-to-back hits after 3 hit batsmen, a walk, all with 2 outs, I might add. Not a runner on base with 2 down. And we're back to where we started with Braley Brown, who started the inning with a pop-up. It was caught by the second baseman, Tyler Lee, who's now on the mound.
And I don't want anybody to see my score sheet right now because it is
ugly.
It is a mess.
You need a Palm Pilot to try to figure all this mess out today. Braley first pitch swinging, fouled it off his foot, looked like. Braley 0 for 2 on the afternoon, was again a substitute there in the top half of the second inning, defensive sub.
Here's a replay of Drew Davis getting the game-tying hit.
Drew's 5th RBI of the season.
To bring in Mitch Kulo, right, or was it Mitch?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe it was Mitch that he brought in. And again, the Wolves down 4 runs and then down 5 runs and then battle back both times. So, you really like that characteristic in a ball club where they get down and they just keep fighting.
Down 3.
Down 3.
Down 4.
Down 4. And then down 5. Exactly.
I hope this trend don't keep on, Coach.
If it does, I'm going to miss dinner.
Yeah, me too. I'll be buying a peanut butter and jelly sandwich somewhere. Woo-wee! That one looked pretty good. Braley saw it differently and looked better than those outside pitches, that's for sure. 2-1 count, so Braley, sophomore center fielder on the afternoon, into a positive situation here, looking to drive in another run to give the Wolves their first lead of the afternoon. Here's the pitch on the way, going to be high to make the count 3 balls and a strike. I might even have to get a copy of this one, Coach, to see what I said then, because I don't have a clue.
Well, that's why it was so important to get the pitch count up if you're starting pitcher right there. You get into their bullpen, you just never know what you're going to get, and the Wolves have taken advantage of it and scored the 5 runs. Well, it looks like
Braley with a shot in the gap. Braley Brown with a double, at least a double. 1 runs in, waving the next runner in. Here's a throw going to be to the shortstop. Not a play. Braley Brown with a double to the Shawnee New Star sign to give the Wolves a 12-10 lead.
Well, and the momentum continues for the Wolves as 8 of the 10, I guess, that have been to the plate this inning have scored, looks like.
Wow.
Or 7 of the 8, I guess. 7 of the 9. I'll get it right here in a second.
Unbelievable. Makes life a little bit different, that's for sure. Dylan Johnson at the plate. And let's see. Dylan first pitch swinging, fouls it down the right field line. Well, Coach Brad Gore didn't like the call on Wilburn, but as the camera, great shot there by Jacob Shaughnessy showed, he was safe. But he had a little question on the ball down the right field line, tough spot, but we'll take the gratuitous out. And the Wolves has put up a 7 spot with 2 down here in the 3rd inning. So, and again, the hustle of Sawyer Saxon is one of the key plays there on the error. There's the runner going. Ground ball towards the first baseman. He fields it. Looks like he'll have it in time for the out, but not before the Wolves put up a crooked number, score a touchdown in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, and they take a 12-10 lead over the Chickasha Chicks. You're watching Shawnee Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
State Representative Danny Morgan says thank you for the confidence you have put in him to be your state representative. Danny's looking forward to working with you and for you at the state capitol. Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. This programming is made possible in part by the generous giving of Winsett, Powerline, and Underground contractors. Thanks, Ricky, Kim, Derek, and Austin for all your help.
Bring in the new year with the touchscreen phone from Communication Services, your AT&T authorized retailer. Choose from many of our new phones, like the Samsung Eternity or the LG View. Both are touchscreen and loaded with awesome features like an MP3 player, video share, and a 30-day free trial of mobile TV. It's all at Communication Services, service provided by AT&T and Communication Services, AT&T authorized retailer. Come see us today, downtown or in the Shawnee Mall next to Center Court.
Tower Loans, where you can get loans up to $750 with 8 months to pay it back. Tower Loans, conveniently located at 21 West Main, downtown. Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. How about Harvey's, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey's, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison. Fred Gauker at Richard's Drug in downtown Shawnee welcomes everyone into his door for their pharmaceutical needs. Fred offers a full line of vitamins and nutritional products. That's Fred Gauker, Richard's Drug, downtown Shawnee.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the marathon continues. 12-10, Wolves lead. Sawyer Saxon doing the job on the bump. At the plate is Corey Keefe. Keefe, KS and E4. Hightower made the out. How did Hightower get out last half inning, Coach?
Hightower had the ground ball to
5-3
to Mitch Kulo, who threw it over to Kale Young to record the third out.
Thank you. Sawyer 1-1 on the pitch count here. There's a ball back off the middle rail there. Might make that one a little lopsided. Better check that one.
My prediction, the first team to go 3 up, 3 down is going to win the ball game.
Well, I hope it's the Wolves here in the top half of the fourth. Fred Fair has got a little bit of gray hair and is getting grayer by the minute as he doesn't know if he's going to make deadline or not with this marathon. The Ephus pitch misses just a bit outside.
Watch out for the mascot. The bull. Where's the bull?
Oh, boy. That's quite characteristic of how the day has gone by all means.
You know, we talked earlier about making pitches for purpose or for a reason. I'm not sure that had one as we get a fly ball to right field.
Oh, wow. Woo! Tyler Wilburn somehow stayed with that, fought not only the sun, but the wind, and a carrying fly ball to get, I don't know. It's just, that's a good catch.
That's a tough catch right there. You know, it's the ball just kept carrying and carrying. As you look at the flag, it's sort of blowing almost due out of the west. And Tyler did a good job of battling the sun, battling the wind, staying with it, and recording the out.
There's the ball towards left fielder, Michael Coronado. He's going to come up with it.
And that time, you know, the pitch before, the wind really helped the ball. And that time, that's a well-hit ball, but hit into the teeth of the wind.
Right. And that ball was stroked, but Coronado goes out and catches it at highest point. Good job there. Let's see that other hand get up there. There's a good shot from the center field. Look, strike one on the way to Dylan Shepard.
And not going to say anything about first two batters recording 2 outs. So
I didn't think you said anything.
Didn't say a word.
Good pitch there from Sawyer Saxon.
Sawyer looks like he's in a rhythm. You see he's getting back on the bump a little quicker, wanting the ball, and seems like he's gotten his rhythm right now.
Strike 3. Look out. Fred first stands up and applauds.
Standing ovation.
1, 2, 3 goes Chickasha in their half of the fourth. Wolves win, right, Steve?
That's my prediction.
2.5 more innings to go. Wolves lead 12-10. You're watching Shawnee Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
Thank you, Select Janitor Supply, for helping keep our kids safe. Continue watching ShawneeCTV for tips on child safety.
Thank you, Kelly and Karen Cook, in your support of all Shawnee athletic programs. ShawneeCTV appreciates your support in helping us do what we do.
Well, we called Dreammaker, and Steve came out, visited with us, and asked us what it is that we were wanting to accomplish. And so we sat down and visited with him about what we needed to do. We were going to take out some walls and move some walls and open this thing up a little bit. And so he kind of jotted down some things, and he said, I'll be back in touch. A couple of days later, he called back, and he said, here's what I think we can do. And so they came out, took dimensions, came back with drawings, which were amazing. We had a home here that we couldn't even fit a dozen people in comfortably. And on New Year's Day, we had over 40 people in here for dinner and everything. And so it just turned out fantastic, and it turned out just like we wanted it to. So we couldn't be happier. We needed more space for our family, and Dreammaker made that happen. And it's perfect.
How about Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Junior catcher, let me say that again. Junior catcher Cassidy Cook leading off the bottom half of the fourth for your Shawnee Wolves.
Wolves coming off a 3-up, 3-down inning, and really momentum's on their side as we get a little dribbler back up to the pitcher and makes the throw over to first for the first out.
And it wasn't clean.
It wasn't clean. It looked like Cassidy got it right on the tip of the bat right there, and hit a little squibbler back up to the pitcher. Takes us back up to the top of the lineup, Booty.
Well, Sawyer coming to the plate and hit by a pitch last time up, and good base running, heads up base running by Sawyer on the 3-2 pitch, moving, never gave up on it, like you said. See, that's what appears to be a routine ground ball. There's Sawyer swinging first pitch, lines one out towards Shawnee Milling Company. He's going to get at least 2 out of it. Todd Boyer looking, going to wave him to 3. Here's the relay throw, going to be over the cutoff man. Is going to allow Sawyer to take third base. Never hesitating was Sawyer on the plate, so we're going to give him a triple.
Was a triple, and again, the adjustment we talked about earlier, the adjustment of the outfield hadn't changed the whole game.
Not a bit.
Even with the left-hander, with the wind blowing to right field, you'd think you'd shade that way. Not that it was going to make a difference on being a hit, but it may have been a difference between it being a double and a triple.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. I've been perplexed all day about it, but now the Chickasha defense under a little bit of pressure here with Michael Coronado at the plate. They're going to be in on the grass. Coronado takes a pitch down Broadway for a strike. No balls and 1 strike.
Well, offensively, when you see the infield in, you ought to be licking your chops right here, because that really increases the angles and increases the percentage of a ball getting through right there, as inside breaking ball just misses.
Guys, Ken, let's take another look at that replay, and I want the youngsters at home to see something here with the way Sawyer handled that ball. Almost absolutely perfect. Look as he comes towards the second base. He looks, finds Todd Boyer, and just never looks again. There's the ball going to be into center field. Going to be an RBI single for number 6, Michael Coronado, to give the Wolves a 3-run lead here. Definitely not 3-0, but a 3-run lead.
3-run lead, and a good job right there, as you said, by Sawyer, because he didn't look at the ball. He picked up his coach, the third base coach, and he's going to tell you where to come and go. And if you do that, instead of having to look back, it's going to slow you up. He was able to keep stride the whole time. And do a good job. You see Michael Coronado right there with the RBI single, give the Wolves a 3-run lead.
Kel Young, first pitch swinging, out of play on top of the concession stand. Look out, make the play there, Darryl. Boy, we're going to get Darryl a net. Let's get him a dip net. Billy been on foul ball duty over there, Steve. That's about 3 he's retrieved down there.
That saves us money down there. Those balls are expensive.
They are that's for sure.
We just got to make sure he gets them back. Make sure he's not taking them
He's
down to the
rat-holing 'em.
pawn shop
Yeah.
and turning them in.
It's about $6 a piece.
Good crowd out here at the ballpark today. On a good sunny as get a stolen base by Michael Coronado right there.
Swiped it.
Good sunny day, a little cool, a little breezy, but in Oklahoma in March, those are the type of days you're going to get.
Coronado with his first stolen base on the season. Puts a runner in scoring position.
I think my pen's about to run out of ink.
Gee, I wonder why. You have to submit that score sheet for the ugliest score sheet. Good jump there on the stolen base by Michael Coronado. Good camera work there, Jacob Shaughnessy. Replay booth. We got in there Britton and W. 2-1 pitch on the way. Curveball in there for a strike. Good curveball there by Lee. Kale looking to add to a 13-10 lead here. We've kicked a field goal to go ahead in the fourth quarter. I think a football game would be shorter in time, Coach, than what this one is. Breaking ball inside. Going to run the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Michael Coronado, RBI single. And a stolen base puts him at second base with 1 out.
Big hole in the right side. Big hole in the right side.
Here's the pitch. Curveball hit towards short. Shortstop's going to come up, throws across. Hey, that was an actual play made. Wow. Unfortunately, that play was made. So a ground out moves the runner up 90 feet. So it's a job done as well for the Wolves, and that'll bring up number 1, Mitch Kulo. And Steve, you allude to it so often, not so often, but that runner 90 feet away, it just gives you more opportunities and different chances to score.
Well, that's a big run, too, especially the way this ball game's going. You never have enough runs, so that is a big run at third, and whether it be a base hit or a pass ball or, an error, Wolves need to try to find a way to get that run across.
Well, doing that job is going to be, who do we have up here?
Mitch Kulo.
Yeah. Mitch at the plate, takes that one down low. 4 ball. Makes the count 1-1. Michael Coronado at third base. RBI single. Stolen base. Moved up 90 feet on the ground out. Kulo looking to deliver another 2-out strike here for the Wolves. 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball, ground ball towards third. Third baseman off the end of his glove, and there you go. Legging it out is going to be Mitch Kulo, and there's another run for the Wolves as the comedy of errors continues for Chickasha, and that was just a flat-out stab at the baseball is all that was.
Yeah, that's you'd have to classify that as pretty routine play right there, and just didn't get the job done. The ball trickled off of the shortstop. Shortstop tried to make the throw over, but Mitch too much speed beat the throw out, and the Wolves score another run to go up by 4 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning with runner on first with another good jump right there. They're just.
Hey, if you're going to look one time and the pitcher says that, that's on me.
Yeah, they're just not making any adjustments, no throw-overs over there. And we talked about body language right now earlier with the Wolves.
Direct opposite.
It's direct opposite now.
Coach, there are so many different little intricacies of a game that you pick up and do, and you find out that your kids see, that you as coaches see, and that's one of them. If you got a pitcher that comes to the mound, and as he's coming set, and he just takes one look and goes to the plate, and he does it, and you can kind of put it in that perspective of this is what he does every time, you can get a jump like that. And the Wolves have stolen 2 bases this half inning, and where they haven't even had to attempt to one prior to this point. So now Tyler Wilburn looking for another 2-out hit to make it a 5-run lead, hopefully.
Tyler picked up an RBI last inning on a single up the middle.
There's one to right. Well, the right fielder's going to have this ball quick. We're going to have a play at the plate. Here comes the throw in. Going to be cut off by the first baseman, and much to the chagrin of the Chickasha staff. Well, the catcher called for it to be cut because Brad's looking out there going, why?
Yeah, that was going to be a play at the plate right there. That was going to be bang, bang, and the right fielder wasn't too deep, and the ball was hit well.
Right in and got to him quick.
So it was going to definitely be a play at the plate, and first baseman cut the ball, allowed the Wolves to score another run here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
I look for a token throw to first base here pretty quick. Well, and subsequently, Coach, the Wolves being more aggressive on the base paths with the 2 stolen bases have led to 2 additional runs.
Exactly, and that's they've been aggressive. They keep being aggressive, and like you said here, it wouldn't surprise me as Tyler
we go again.
Tyler goes off, the ball gets away, and another
look,
guy.
Look at Brad. Look at Brad. See, and that's the exact thing that we're talking about, Steve. I mean, if you just let's see if we can take a look again as he's coming to the plate.
And again, in this situation as a coach, though, in this situation you've got signals to your catcher to throw over. If the pitcher's not going to do it on your own as a coach, you send the signal in to throw over.
But gosh dang, how many times do you have to do it before you pick up to say I got to change?
Well,
I mean,
you'd hope you hope it wouldn't take 3 times, but.
You are talking about the #1 team in the 2nd biggest classification in the state of Oklahoma. I mean, come on. Really? I mean, that's just fundamental stuff in my opinion. I mean, if you're going to look one time and go, and again, I allude to it, is we used to have an indication that palms up. I mean, that told the base runners that the pitcher's looking one time and going to the plate. So let's see what Lee does here in this situation. He's looking in for a sign. Runner takes his lead, takes a look. Just one little and we're going again. Here we go. Curveball. Doesn't really matter. Strike 3, but the base would have been stolen. Had it not been for the called 3rd strike.
He called him safe.
He did, but the strikeout occurred at the plate.
Oh, he struck out.
Struck out at the plate.
I was watching the ball and didn't see the pitch at the plate.
Hello. We have press box rules here, folks. You got to watch all aspects of the game there. Anyway, Wolves pick up 3 in the bottom half of the 4th to take a 15-10 lead. You're watching Shawnee Wolves Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
Thank you, Select Janitor Supply, for helping keep our kids safe. Continue watching ShawneeCTV for tips on child safety.
Thank you, Kelly and Karen Cook, in your support of all Shawnee athletic programs. ShawneeCTV appreciates your support in helping us do what we do. Fred Gauker at Richard's Drug in downtown Shawnee welcomes everyone into his door for their pharmaceutical needs. Fred offers a full line of vitamins and nutritional products. That's Fred Gauker, Richard's Drug, downtown Shawnee. This programming is made possible in part by the generous giving of Winsett, Powerline, and Underground Contractors. Thanks, Ricky, Kim, Derek, and Austin, for all your help. Are you in a pinch? Do you need cash fast? Try Courtesy Loans at 19 West Main. Courtesy Loans, when you need cash fast.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. How do you describe this game?
Not your normal everyday 1 versus 2 game. But we will take first pitch 1 out. As the Wolves have retired 4 straight batters.
Gosh darn it. There he goes, folks.
You and your superstition.
He did it. He did it. Man.
Chance Thomas, center fielder, number 6 up to the plate for Chickasha. Sawyer Saxon still in the hill, in relief. working for the win.
Oh, boy.
Right? It's his ball game.
Oh, absolutely. Neither picture is of record. Nice play by Mitch Kulo. Hey! Woo!
You and your superstition.
Go ahead.
5 straight batters.
All right. Anyway, that'll bring up Tyler Lee. Hit by pitch, base on balls, then an RBI double. Last time up. You know, I think it was ever since I asked if Chickasha had an advantage that Sawyer's just been mowing them, right? I mean, Curveball. Oh.
Just
Hello?
a little high.
Hello. Curveball blue curveball. Good look at Sawyer dialed in there. Getting the signal from Keiko. Man, if I were to send you a text message and if I was in Chandler and said, what is the score? And you told me 15-10, I would say, huh?
You thought spring football had started, huh?
Wow. We got 7-on-7 drills going here or what? I mean, I'd ask you, how did we get to 15? Did we miss an extra point first off? Or unbelievable. 15-10. 3 runs for Chickasha in the first, 2 in the second, 5 in the third. Curveball in there for Beauty and a strike. 1, 4, 7, and 3. Straight number, crooked number for the Wolves. Fred over here keeping track for Steve. 2 out of 15 runs are earned. Now, if you know anything about baseball and you tell me there's 13 unearned runs in a game just for one side of the teams, wow. Wow. There's a ground ball foul down the third base line. Count remains 3-2. Now, Fred, you do know that if this third out occurs, you got to get up and applaud again, correct?
And if that happens, the new star's buying dinner tonight.
Yeah. The new star. Oh, boy, that's a good pitch. Fouled off the foot. That's funny. Oh, boy. Oh, that hurt. That hurt for sure. This is definitely something that I would have never, ever expected. You can, I was telling Steve between break, I left my regular glasses in the car as I thought, ooh. There you go, Steve. You jinxed us. As this game would have been definitely a 4-3 game or somewhere in that vicinity, but unfortunately it's not. So Lee reaches on the base on balls. So that'll bring to the plate Heath Wilda, hit by pitch, KS, and E5 in 3 plate appearances for Wilda.
5-run lead for the Wolves, and this is really a big out because you got Brad Cook coming up, or Braden Cook coming up next.
Just the person you don't want to see.
And he's the one that's been the thorn in the side of the Wolves so far today. So, 15-10 in the top of the 5th. This game's still far from over.
You can say that again. Well, Cook, 5 RBIs, 3 doubles on the afternoon, and he's been the Wolves' thorn in the side, that's for sure. Probably a thorn in the paw, I would say. Sawyer wanting to visit with Cassidy. Braley is definitely not taking any chances with this, and you almost have to tell him to buy a ticket. You see him out there in center field, kind of hard to determine the depth perception from that shot, but still nonetheless a good shot. But Braley, folks, is out there.
He is playing deep, and if you take a look at the flag, the winds is still blowing, but not quite as brisk as it was.
Curveball's going to get away from Cassidy. Going to allow the runners to move up 90 feet, and here we are for a 3rd time.
And I think Coach Boyer talking to him about moving his feet right there. As runners move up to 2nd and 3rd with first base open, and Coach Boyer.
Walk him, Todd. Please walk him. Todd, walk him. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to happen in a 1-0 count here. And like you said, maybe the intentional walk. Ball on the inner half of the plate going to be called a strike. We'll take that one. It's only the 2nd game behind the plate here for Cassidy this season. There's a ground ball to 3rd base. Smartest guy in the ballpark, folks. He didn't walk him, get a ground ball, 4-3 out, and the Wolves get out of the inning with no runs scored. Wolves still lead 15-10 heading into the bottom of the 5th. You're watching Shawnee Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. This programming is made possible in part by the generous giving of Winsett, Powerline, and Underground Contractors. Thanks, Ricky, Kim, Derek, and Austin, for all your help.
Bring in the new year with the touchscreen phone from Communication Services, your AT&T authorized retailer. Choose from many of our new phones, like the Samsung Eternity or the LG View. Both are touchscreen and loaded with awesome features like an MP3 player, video share, and a 30-day free trial of mobile TV. It's all at Communication Services, service provided by AT&T and Communication Services, AT&T authorized retailer. Come see us today, downtown or in the Shawnee Mall next to Center Court.
Moms, Eric's Pharmacy on Kickapoo, always convenient with their drive-by window. It's that time of year again. Stop by and get your and your kids' flu shots today. Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. When you're in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center, you get early notice of all the special arrivals. That's in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center. How about Harvey's Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC? Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey's Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison. Tower Loans, where you can get loans up to $750 with 8 months to pay it back. Tower Loans, conveniently located at 21 West Main, downtown.
Life's greatest challenges often catch us by surprise. Whether you're injured at home, at work, or at play, Valor Physical Therapy is here to help. With your choice of 12 outpatient physical therapy clinics across the state, the professional treatment and care you need. Valor Physical Therapy.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
State Representative Danny Morgan says thank you for the confidence you have put in him to be your state representative. Danny's looking forward to working with you and for you at the state capitol.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That's the destination that Braley's trying to get to. You have a look there at the first base bag. Braley, first pitch swing, going to line it into left field for a single. And Braley's carried a pretty hot stick for the Wolves this afternoon, Coach.
Yeah, Braley's come in and looks like 2 for 3 after coming in for Derek Allen in the first. And it looks like Coach Gore is going to come in and maybe make a pitching change here. He can't afford to get down any more runs, being here in the bottom of the 5th. So looks like the Wolves are going to have a pitching change. And we will give opportunity to talk a little bit about some of our sponsors. We'll be back in just a second.
Moms, Eric's Pharmacy on Kickapoo, always convenient with their drive-by window. It's that time of year again. Stop by and get your and your kids' flu shots today. Allegiance Communications, Shawnee's cable television service provider. Thank you, Allegiance, for helping us provide great Shawnee High School sports to our area. When you're in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center, you get early notice of all the special arrivals. That's in the loop at Wall's Bargain Center. How about Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC. Always eager to support local high school athletics and local kids. Harvey, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and GMC on Harrison. Tower Loans, where you can get loans up to $750 with 8 months to pay it back. Tower Loans, conveniently located at 21 West Main, downtown.
Life's greatest challenges often catch us by surprise. Whether you're injured at home, at work, or at play, Valor Physical Therapy is here to help. With your choice of 12 outpatient physical therapy clinics across the state, the professional treatment and care you need. Valor Physical Therapy.
Thank you to Sonic for your continual support of Shawnee Athletics. Enjoy a burger and a Coke at any of Sonic's 5 convenient locations.
State Representative Danny Morgan says thank you for the confidence you have put in him to be your state representative. Danny's looking forward to working with you and for you at the state capitol.
Well, the new pitcher is Chase Thomas. Is that correct? Yeah. Well, we're going anyway. There's a bunt, beautiful bunt. It's going to be thrown away through the wickets of the first baseman. Gets away. Braley round and third. Going to be waved home. We're going to have no play at the plate. And on his way to third with a beautiful sacrifice bunt is going to be Dylan Johnson. The Wolves are going to play another run.
Well, it's Wolves being aggressive right there. Go ahead and getting a steal in, and didn't see it if he was sacrificing right there, if he was bunting for a base hit, but he get the ball in play, and then aggressive base running after the ball gets by the first baseman, and we score a run with a runner on third.
Coach, I'm sorry, and I apologize to the viewers at home, but if this is a 1-2 game, I'd hate to see what the rest of 5A baseball looks like. Woo! This is hard to stomach as a baseball fan to watch it. I love it as a Wolves fan. About 6, we need 2 runs. Squeeze is on. It's down. Going to be in time. Suicide squeeze is a success. Cassidy with another great bunt. Handling the base, handling the bats. Cassidy Cook making the most of his opportunity today. So it'll be, unfortunately, it'll be, well, how do you score that? Is that going to be another sacrifice or fielder's choice? It have to be a fielder's choice.
Have to be a fielder's choice, but good execution right there. And really, Chickasha didn't play that bad.
No,
I mean,
just
pitcher did a
perfect.
good job, and it was just good execution by the Wolves right there. And the Wolves still being aggressive right here, increasing by 2 and leading by 7 here in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, we'll see if we can try to steal a base. Sawyer up. Sawyer takes it high for a ball.
Had a courtesy runner. Looks like Chris Lewis may be out there at first.
Looks like Chris Lewis out there at first. Courtesy running. Is there an echo in here or something? Sawyer takes the ball too high. This is definitely a game of odysseys. I think that would be the we have the Twilight Zone we can queue up here because it's basically what it's been as an out-of-body experience to see this game today. But there's the ball going to get away. Pass ball is going to move. Chris Lewis up 90 feet in scoring position. So runner moves up. Nobody out. Sawyer at the plate with a 3-0 count. And probably with the take on here, I don't know, may give Sawyer the green light, see if he can rip one down the line to end this contest.
Well, the one thing that's really stood out to me today is the Wolves' ability to battle back when they're behind, and Chickasha's inability to battle back when they've got behind.
And to make routine plays. Well, that's going to be a base on balls for Sawyer, and probably not that big of a deal if you're considering the Chickasha staff at this point. So with the base open, that's going to bring to the plate Michael Coronado, the 2-hole, and this is what you want out of your 2-hole situations. Give him a chance to drive in runs. That's why you put him in there, and we'll see what Michael can do.
As now we get almost a limp flag out there in center field.
Unbelievable. So. Take a shot at the flag, guys, if you can, to the distinct contrast. Well, a little surprised at Coronado not sacrificing there, but try to move the runner up with nobody out. Maybe it's on here, but thought maybe you might try to get one. You see the flag there, and it is, Coach, you called it almost limp. There's going to be the bunt square around. It's going to be a pass ball, or actually a wild pitch. Going to move him up 90 feet. Now do you walk Coronado or just say, let's get out of here?
I think at this point, Brad Gore's doesn't want anybody else on base.
Coach, can I tell you one of those superstition stories?
What's that?
When the Wolves were down in the top half of the third inning as they got the third out, you know what appeared on my yellow score pad?
What's that?
Look at right here. Look at that right there.
Looks like a ladybug.
Yeah, she's been here the whole rest of the time. The Wolves have just exploded for runs. Got them in bushels. 12 of them, as a matter of fact. Not that I'm superstitious or anything. Aren't they supposed to be good luck?
They are, I believe.
Okay, well.
I'll take your word for it, though.
Please, don't do that.
I know better than to doubt you.
That's the one thing you should do. Well, Wolves looking to end this ball game. Here's the pitch. Wow, this zone has just been something else. 3-1 count here. Chickasha definitely in a preventative defense. Any probably routine ground ball, anything not hit directly at him. You don't want to run yourself out of the inning, so you want to make sure as a runner at third that the ball gets through, right? I mean,
that's right. You want to make sure the ball gets through and
hit by pitch.
We may have a state record for hit by pitches in a game by both teams.
How many is that? 10?
Been a bunch.
Hand me the Chickasha sheet. Let me see if I can. Well, we know that there's 3 in this inning.
Now coming to the plate for the Wolves, the first baseman, number 2, Kale Young.
Sorry for the dead air, folks. I do a little gazentas.
Well, the Wolves got the bases loaded right here. Top of, or bottom of the 5th inning. Already plated 2 runs. Chickasha has infield in. Kale Young, number 2, senior, at the plate with opportunity to end the game here on the run rule. As we get a pop fly, it's going to be over by the third base dugout. Looks like it's going to stay in foul territory, and Chickasha makes the play to record the first out.
He's swinging the first pitch there. Wow.
Going to bring up senior third baseman Mitch Kulo with the bases loaded.
There's 4 hit by pitches and 4 base on balls. There's 8. Let's see what this one has to yield.
High school baseball, 8 runs after 5 innings constitutes a run rule. So the Wolves up by 7, 1 run away. Bases loaded here. Mitch Kulo going to try to find a way to drive the run in, and that may do it right there. Going to be a play at the plate, and Wolves win.
Wow.
Wolves win.
What an appropriate way to end that game.
Wolves down 5-1 after 1.5 innings. Come back to win in large fashion, 18-10, as both coaches meet just beyond home plate to. I think they both get a little chuckle out of the game, but Wolves come out on top in the 1 versus 2 as Chickasha came out on top yesterday. So Wolves split 1-1 with the Chicks this year.
Combination of 17 hit by pitches and walks in that game, and that doesn't even count the errors by both squads.
Well, when you deal with 15, 16, 17-year-olds on a daily basis, you never know what you're going to get. And, the positive thing is the Wolves never gave up, and that's sort of been their characteristic all year long. They've been down in some games before, and I really like the fight of this team and their ability never to give up, and always think they have a chance, opportunity to come back and win.
Well, Steve, and we saw it with the trailed 7-0 against Piedmont. Pretty much the same thing, and the Wolves battle back, as you said, 18-10 on the run rule victory over the number 1 Class 5A Chickasha Fighting Chicks, and that's going to do it for our broadcast today from Memorial Park, Ed Skelton Field. And Wolves win again, 18-10. For Steve Fluke, I'm Tony Booty Wilson. Thanks for tuning in. Good night, and God bless.
I've always been impressed with those guys, the deputies and the admin. They've always been kind. The deputies have pretty much work with very little pay, which is disappointing to me because they need to be paid more. But they don't complain. They work and they do their job. I mean, that was what impressed me the most about these guys. Was I'd go on a call and I never once heard them complain. Go to hopefully we never have to, but going to a funeral when they're honoring one of their fallen retired sheriffs or deputies, the way they show up. So I know I've got a great group of guys to work with, and I'm excited about that. I think we'll be able to work together. We will.
Our beef is exclusively available at the Monk's Marketplace. Taste the difference that care and quality make, and visit our serene landscape to pick up your perfect cut.
On Benedict Street, Hardesty's Market and Deli is your go-to for all your local meat needs. It's also the perfect spot for lunch, offering your favorite local sandwiches, dips, sweets, and more. Support local. Stop by Hardesty's Market and Deli today.
For 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students, they are for all ages, and you have the opportunity to get further educated within our community and pick up a trade skill today at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
Castor Key Auto Mart, online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people